You know, some people think it's a sad night. Some people think it's a happy night. God only knows what any of you out there in listener land think, but here's what's going to happen. Tonight is the final Friday. The Friday Night Super Show coming to an end. I'm the Mouth Kids, and the final Friday begins right now.
You didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
The Friday Night Super Show.
Oh, hell yeah! Look over back!
You damn right. Tag team champs, bitches. The motherfucking Friday Night Super Show. Number one in the world, baby. Hey, enough of the goddamn horse shit. Let's start the show.
Oh, yeah, babies. You know what night it is. You know what time it is. That's right. The Friday Night Super Show is back here on the air. Live at the Last Voice for Liberty Network. I am the Mouth Laughing and Scratching, joined as always by my brother from another mother, Mr. Friday Night, Dennis Ford. Brother, how you doing?
Like I told you before the show, man, this is a sad night, man. Just all kinds of emotions that are running through me right now because, you know, Friday Night Super Show at the end of the day is actually something we created, we came together, collaborated. Groundbreaking, informative, never been done before radio show. And again, like I said, I've been here before, man. I've seen things that I've created, not necessarily, you know, turn out the way I wanted them to. So yeah, it's a sad night. Not only is the show ending, but we're losing probably one of the best radio shows encountered in yourself this year. So how are you doing tonight? Is my question.
I'm doing.
How do you feel?
Actually, I'm in a little bit. I'm walking that fine line there, you know, between love and hate. To be quite honest, ladies and gentlemen, let me explain the situation here. I think we're all wondering why the show is coming to an end, and before we bring in the spent one, I want to explain why the show is coming to an end. To be quite honest, the show is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen, because, you know, Dennis needs some time off. You know, we all have life to get to, and life is definitely one of those funky ass trips that we all have to take.
No, don't you dare put it on me.
No. Listen. Needing time off is one thing, and then this is I'm explaining what your reason is. Okay, now I'm going to explain mine. I am retiring from hosting radio shows completely. And there's a reason for it. I've wanted to for, quite some time now. It's just, it's not in me to do this stuff anymore. And as much as I love doing it, and I've had so many great times and so many great shows, over 1,700 shows I've done in my 5-year career, 6-year career, I guess now. Fuck, I don't know how many goddamn years anymore. It just all seems to be 1,700 shows, kids. And that's a real amount of time. And it's time for me to walk away, drop the mic, week and spend some time working on my life and putting things together that I need to put together, and take some different avenues that I still want to take before I kick the proverbial bucket. Now, I'm not saying I won't be on another radio show ever again. I'll, still call in and check out all my friends' radio shows as often as I possibly can. But my time is, completely booked with work and love and family, and I want to devote all my time to that. And in order to do that, I can't be, looking at topics all week long and trying to plan out how we're going to do a radio show, trying to get guests, or trying to, unfortunately, teach people how to run their own radio shows or help run shows or co-host that like I used to. And it's just that time, when Dennis needed the vacation, I saw it as my opportunity to finally say, I'm done. I really wasn't even going to do this show this week. Dennis and I didn't have any intention of doing a show this week, but due to popular demand, and let's give him one more. Let's give him one more. Going to do a farewell show, right? And I said, well, yes, I guess we're going to have to. We have to. It's been our listeners, ladies and gentlemen, all the people that have listened to our shows and followed us through the multiple networks that we've been through, and all the show, this show, over 200 episodes of this show, ladies and gentlemen, and the multiple co-hosts, guests, the Friday night crew, everybody that's been a part of this greatness, this point, and I can't totally speak for Dennis here, but at least in my life, of being able to get out there and have that voice and have that following, have the opportunity to give other people a voice. It's been just absolutely humbling to me. I mean, I can't explain to you guys how good it feels to have other people, recognize what I'm doing and think I'm actually doing a good job. I know I hear it every day. You have a voice for radio. You should do that. And I was like, yes, I could probably do promos for $50,000 a promo. And maybe that would.
I want to bring up a good point real quick while I got a minute here before we get to Ken. And again, the Friday night crew, the people that have contributed throughout this show's journey, from guests to the crew to the music, everything has been amazing. But I want to point this out because when I sent you that text message, I guess it was last week or whatever, I was like, whatever, I'm about to take some time off. I was thinking for you to reply to be like, oh, why? Like, no, you agreed. You know what I'm saying? We both need a moment here to regroup. Not that the show is the issue here, it's just that life is overwhelming, at least on my end at this point. So I definitely need really 2 or 3 months to rebuild. And like we said, again, not to say that I'm not going to be bouncing around or calling in shows or checking out other radio shows and helping them out. But yeah, to dedicate, your time and effort to this show, really, I can't thank you enough, all your efforts. And like I told you in that, on that thread, it is social media, but you know how I feel, man. I couldn't have done this show with anybody else. With you, and we both got a lot of shit over the years from working with each other and supporting each other, and we even had our problems in the past, but we worked it out and created something that has never been done before. And instead of having some kind of reason why we had to stop, let's just do what we'll do the show here tonight, and we'll bow out. And again, undefeated tag team champions of talk radio on Friday night. I don't really have to dispute that or argue or debate that with anybody. Everybody knows that. But yeah, this is more of a celebration of your career and what you've done over the last 5 years plus. You know what I'm saying? You've extensively done, everything you could, man. And I understand what you were saying. What else do you need to tell people? You know what I'm saying? I feel the same way. It's like I'm getting tired of repeating myself over the years, and I don't even want to get into the whole political shit here tonight. This is not about what's going on in the world. But, more of a celebration of what you do, Lee. And hopefully down the road, you know, like I said, it'll be some time before I get back into even thinking about doing my own show or hosting a show or any of that shit. But hopefully down the road, you know, we can get you back doing what you do. But, you know, again, we talked about that over the years, you know what I'm saying? Me and you both, you know, if you go on the radio and just play music, you know, that's fine and dandy. I really appreciate everything you've done, Lee. And like I said, I've told you that multiple times, and it's people out there, whether they love or hate you, they have to respect what you bring to the table, because nobody is the mouth. Nobody can do what the mouth does. Nobody can do
I feel so humbled when you guys like shower all this stuff on us, especially.
I just wanted to say that.
I appreciate you saying, you know, celebration of what I've done. I'd appreciate that it is a celebration, you know. I mean, the Friday Night Super Show, the last Voice for Liberty, everything that I've created since I got involved and started looking at what the world is doing, and fucking, you know, it's sometimes when I look back at it, it almost impresses me. You know, it's kind of out of my character to be that egotistical about it. But, you know, I've always felt that I've just been a small part of what we've done.
I've always told you, you influenced me back when I was, you know, when you guys were on that particular network a long time ago. You know, I found you through Austin, and thank God for Austin Thomas for going out and finding you and bringing you into what we did do. But even back then, you know what I'm saying, I remember like it was yesterday, it was like, oh, we got Ricky Fear coming up, the last Voice for Liberty. And I was like, I'm going to check out this show, see what this guy's all about, you know? And I remember listening to that show, and it was, I don't know, it was just, you have it, man. You have what it takes to do this. And, you know, like I said, I really appreciate that. But, you know, all the time and effort and everything you put into, even the promos that you have done are still running on Truth and Versus Radio to this day. You know what I'm saying? All the time that you put into promote Gapco, you know, Earl Collin, all these amazing people throughout this, you know, you did promos for the Friday Night Super Show.
Hey, don't forget the
They're probably in that studio. They're probably still in that studio right now.
Yeah, they absolutely, every time I call in, I hear all the ads that I made in that studio, and then it's like, hey, it's so honor.
I want to tell you about this. And it's like, wait a minute, he's not even on that network anymore, but the promos are so good and well put together that they continue to run them. And like I said, they are a family. And here's another thing, too. I've been down this road before with my own network that I created with people, amazing people that I brought together, even people that I've influenced to do radio that never thought they would be doing radio, including Ted Johnny and a few other people that are doing radio shows on their own now, which again is amazing. That's an amazing thing for me to witness. But, you know, I've been down this road before is my point. And like I said, when it came to NWC Radio, towards the end, you know, it was like bittersweet, you know. It's just like this show here tonight.
And you know, I'm gonna tell you this though, man. I don't want to make it all about me though tonight. This show has been more than what you and I ever envisioned it to be, and we've had so many great people that have joined us and been a part of us. And I got two of them on the line with us now, and we've got the Spent one, Spent Kim, who stood in when Dennis was out last year and helped me out by co-hosting with me on the Friday Night Super Show, and of course the one, the only, our brother from J-Rev Radio, the illustrious Trip Pugh on the line as well. Boys, welcome to the final Friday. Don't shit me.
Well, guys, this is where I normally come in with some kind of gimmick, but I just want to say to start off, congratulations to Mr. Friday Night for congratulations to Lee and Mafia. Great job, guys. I mean, 5 years. That's outside of the show. Yeah, outside of the show. You know, our legacy is not, our legacy in our time in radio is not necessarily, you know, saying you retired is a big thing to say. I don't necessarily consider myself retired, but definitely going to, have to reevaluate how, I'm going to use some time here to reconstruct my life and rebuild, and hopefully I'll come back stronger. But
that's all right.
Like I said earlier, hopefully we can get in the mix as well. Whatever I'm doing in the future, I'm going to definitely reach out to Luke here and try to get him on the show. But yeah, sure, we got a trip to take in here tonight. Sure.
I heard the Friday night SuperShows going underground. Friday night SuperShow is ending. Well, it's how it works. Sometimes you've got to make sure that you lead yourself down the right path. And my path is leading me away from being able to host radio and things like that, and being able to keep on doing what we're doing here. It's just, I think I've said enough, and I'm comfortable with it. I am comfortable. The other thing is also, you guys know that, of course, if you ever want to start anything back up again, our Junior of Cruise got you back, and that doesn't mean you can't pop on with me from time to time. I'd love to hear from you guys. You know what I mean? That's
absolutely true.
Absolutely. And I said that earlier. I said that to Jess before the show tonight. I was like, it's not like I will be listening into the shows or popping in or calling in. Me, give me the internet and a few beers and shit. I'm ready to talk all night. But it's just time for me to focus on other things and other paths, other venues that I might infect the world with, and I think there's
like I said, you have to respect what he's here. I'm not even talking about myself, but when it comes to what he's done and his time doing this, putting his neck on the line week after week, what was this, 1,700 shows that Leaf has done, which is, it may not seem a lot to a lot of people, but that's important because like I said, nobody does what Leaf does. You know what I'm saying? It's just a unique individual. But yeah, Trip and Kent as well. When it comes to the show, you guys have contributed and helped us, on multiple shows. So that's right. Like I said, it's bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? And but to look back on it, to look back on the show and where it came from and what it's become, you have to respect that and celebrate that. That's why I'm not, I was going to get on the air tonight and cry about it, probably cry on the air, but not going to do that here tonight. It's more of a celebration of this particular show. It's a celebration, that's a celebration. How do you do it? That's a celebration. You're not. But anyway, guys, honestly, I ain't got but a couple minutes with you guys tonight. I literally just got home from San Diego. I'm still driving to my house right now, but how'd that go, sir? Everything work out for you? It was dope, man. You can just roll around smoking weed anywhere, it's good. It's pretty fresh, man. But, you just act like, I'm telling you, people are smoking weed like it's cigarettes. But, I do that anyway. I was cool, man. Same with that. Like I said, I only got a limited time tonight, sad to say, I haven't seen my family in like 4 days, so, I'll get on the road here in a minute, but, yeah, this is just, I guess I gotta say thank you guys, too, because, you guys know that I get worn out, doing my show as well, and, there's only, 2 or 3 shows that I had, this being one of them, where I get to call in, hang out with my boys, have a couple drinks, and I don't have to worry about running an actual show, and I just get to, sit back and be funny or angry guy or whatever the night calls for, but, thank you guys for allowing me to have that outlet. Like, much love and appreciation for that.
Well, you know, it's been an honor to have you be a part of it, man. We've had so many classic fucking moments of not only, you know, fun and laughs and jokes, but fucking real wisdom come from when you've been on the show with us. And it's just, I always consider it an honor to have been able to, you know, kind of work with you in this venue that we've done, being on each other's shows and everything else, man. And it's... That's
the other thing I feel shitty about. You know, like how pissed I am sometimes, I'm like, I can't be this guy, or I have too much shit going on. Some of the funniest stuff I've ever done has been on this show.
Just that.
You know, so I'm not that quick on mine. I've got a board to run and articles to get through and calls to take and all that shit. I'm pretty occupied with a whole bunch of other stuff. But I'm like, God damn, I wish this was on my show. You know.
We have proof, you know what I'm saying? There's audio proofs that I'm sure we can have proof of Hughes on the show, which again is like classic radio.
You know, it was good. That one was Sarge from way back. Yeah, we were doing in Macho Man. And the worst part is, like, I tell you what, we superselling it just by dying laughing throughout that entire segment.
It was hilarious.
That actually.
I was saying, you had me rolling. You can ask everybody that was in the studio with me. I had tears pouring down my fucking face, man. I was ready to piss myself. I was laughing so fucking hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, was Sarge serious, or was it just, you know, going along with the back there?
I think it's a little bit from a little bit from Call of Duty.
Who's got Sarge? Who's Sarge?
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing I was going to bring up. I was going to run down the list of people that have joined us as far as the Friday Night Crew, co-hosts, yeah, sure. I know you got to run, man.
I'm like less than a mile from my house, but I would be kicking myself in the ass today if I didn't call in and tell you how much I love and appreciate you guys and everything that's been done here. So, like I said, much love, and we'll definitely figure out something to do. You know, this is not a nail in the coffin completely forever, but I understand everybody needs to start. It's not easy doing that consistent radio for years and years on end. I get it, man. It's not easy.
Yeah, if anybody understands, it's you. It's you, sir. Do you understand?
But I'll holler at you boys later. Have a good show. I'll listen a little bit later if I can.
You know, brother, the audio may be a little bit rocky on this, kids, and I apologize. You know, the one who knows Steve Grant sent me a message to totally check the audio. I'll try to lower the levels a little bit with the mic. It's just getting messy. This is a whole other reason. You know, I keep getting interference and things like that going on. And, you know, it's just too stressful on me after, you know, 13th Monday because I don't get actual Fridays anymore. Every day's a fucking Monday. Anyway, so,
But,
thanks, Trip.
Yeah, I'm cutting out. I'll catch you guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, Trip Pugh every Wednesday and Sunday night on J-Rev Radio. You can check him and Zach out, man. Post Politics, as always said, it was a great fucking show and an honor to have been able to be a part of that show and have Trip be a part of our show. It's really been fun. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and you know, to this day I jump in and out on his shows and what he does, but also, man, just to bring this up real quick, because like you briefly touched on, you know, that's a big problem for me, when we cannot have quality audio when it comes to these shows, because these shows are very important, you know, even if we're just bullshitting for 3 hours, you know what I'm saying, and that shit is, you know, we talked about that on the air before, you know what I'm saying, it's just very frustrating, and you want to bring, you know what I'm saying, you want to bring the best you can to the table so people don't have any problems when they're listening to your show. And That's very frustrating.
And we've had moments of great fucking audio on this, and we've had moments of fucking just audio that they just blatantly, like last time we tried to do a show 2 years ago. It was incredible.
Well, okay, I'm not trying to get Ian in trouble here, but Ian seems to think it's your head set now. It could be your stripes. I don't know. I'm always trying to figure these things out.
I'm sure it's a combination of Skype and a few other things. You know, they've been trying to shut me up for years. And
people don't understand this. They don't understand this. When you run a radio show, whether it's Blog Talk Radio, New Speaker, any show that you're running, your internet connection has to be damn near 100%. If that's not the case, then you're going to have all kinds of fucking problems and audio shit going on. And I've learned that throughout the years. Also, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody is in a position to do that. And that's kind of where me and Lee are at right now. You know what I'm saying? We want to bring quality radio shows to people. And that's another thing. When people are like, hey, you want to get on our network? Guess what, buddy? I don't have any Wi-Fi in my apartment where I live at right now. So I have to run a hotspot from my cell phone, and even on my cell phone, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm using, there's no Wi-Fi, so I have to run data. And then when I run out of data, I have to go get more data. And even that shit is not up to far on which you need to be, you know, to run a show. And a lot of people take this shit for granted. As you know, a lot of people take this shit for granted. They just think, you know, I've heard it over and over again throughout the years. People are like, oh, you know, I do a radio show. I'm on Blog Talk or whatever. You have to have that super level of internet connection to even be able to produce a quality show. And even then, you're going to run into problems. And I've dealt with this over my, you know, my career.
You know, especially when you're speaking out against you're speaking out against what we speak out against, and talking to the people that we talk to, we get a lot of bullshit, a lot of flack, man. A lot of interference. It comes with the territory when you're fighting a monolithic piece of shit, tyrannical government. You know, and that's, you know, that's something that we've accepted. But, you know, I'm not going to be going off the radar anytime soon. I'm still going to be, you know, a part of social media somewhat. I mean, I don't pay that much attention to it as it is anymore, you know, because
I noticed that too.
To talk to my friends.
And me as well. But I'm saying me as well, you know? Like when it comes to social media, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it really for? Is it for like your own self-gratification? You need people to like your shit. You know what I'm saying? You need people, you need other people to prove that you never even met in your life. You know what? You're not going to leave
or be like, I'm not going to stop being a part of Facebook or anything else like that. And the pages will always be up, you know, for this show and for the Last Voice for Liberty. And you can always find the Last Voice for Liberty. It's archived and Spreaker. So this channel, regardless of whether or not I'm paying for it, it will still be there. You can still come and find it and download the past episodes. I mean, the Jesse Ventura Macho Man episode we talked about earlier is on here. Me and Spent Kent with Sam Houston is on here. It's a bunch of epic shows. There's going to be there's 45 shows on here, and we did over 150 over at Truth Emerges on Blog Talk, which is still there and available for download as well.
And NWO Truth Radio as well.
NWO Truth Radio is still there. Freedomizer, I don't know if they deleted a lot of my Last Voice for Liberty shows there or not, but yeah, and we've been a part of
to be honest with you, I don't think we've ever, you know, the Friday Night Super Show was when the coalition was kicking off. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but when the coalition came together, and that's another thing, there's some other people that we each were friends with that are kind of like not, you know, they're working on their own type of coalition. When we came to the Friday Night Super Show, that was, you know, in the beginning stages of the coalition coming together, and Truth Emerges needed somebody on Friday night. You know, they needed a Friday night show, so you contacted me and you were like, hey, you're doing Friday night, let's work together, let's create our own show. And it came from the Dennis Ford show. It came from my own show that I was doing, bringing people in, guests and co-hosts and trying shit out.
I was already doing a Monday night show at that time, kids.
I remember the first episode. I think the first episode we had maybe John. No, it wasn't John Ferris. It was I think it was Ghost Rider, the first episode.
It might have been.
Of the Friday Night SuperShow.
And the week, the Monday following, that my old man died. And I think the second.
Yeah, that was right after that. That was right after that.
I think the second week the show aired, I think you and Renegade ended up doing it there just on NWO Truth Network that week. You guys stood in, Renegade stood in because I was a complete drunken wreck. And it's all the people that helped out this show and have made this show fucking great that, I'm going to miss the most. And some of them I unfortunately don't get to talk to all the time, as most of you live all the way across the country. Some of them I do get to see all the time. And I'm going to let him have a little speech on the mic here because, well, he's been a good boy and hasn't said anything foul yet. Now, when I do this, I'm trusting you not to fuck up my last show, okay? You understand? I'm serious now. Make me proud, because if not, I will cut your fucking head off, I swear to Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, a member of the Friday Night Crew since before the Friday Night Crew was the Friday Night Crew, the one, the only, the boy wonder.
Dicks and bongs, hoes and bongs, what's going on?
Oh shit, man. This show's been on fucking forever.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I can remember, other than your average fucking TV marathon. Yeah, which again is very, like I said, it's sad, but at the same time, you have to celebrate it. You have to appreciate what the Friday Night SuperShow is, and again, like I said, I wish, we could be able to be in the studio and have that level of quality when it comes to the show, because I always try to do that when I do radio shows, but it is what it is, you know what I'm saying?
It's a great show.
The first 100 episodes, the first 100 plus episodes were radio gold, and nobody can deny that. And that goes into all the guests and all the people that joined us. I never thought that I would be able to talk to Jack Blood or interview him on a radio show, and guess what? That happened on the Friday Night SuperShow way back. That was probably 2 or 3 years ago. And all the amazing guests that we've had.
That happened twice.
There's like a top 3.
We've had Jack Blood on twice. Nigga.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying there's like a top 3, top 5 of people that have been on the show that are like my favorite guests. People that have, sparked my brain during the show.
Man, I've been
made me question shit.
I've been doing the craziest fucking episodes of this fucking show, fucking to the fucking craziest fucking drunkest fucking nights, to the fucking biggest people being on the show, to the fucking beginnings of the show when fucking nobody really knew what the fucking Friday Night SuperShow was, and fucking...
You seem fucking...
Yeah.
They still don't know. A lot of people still don't fucking know. Like I said, I was joking about it, and I posted, last episode of the Friday Night SuperShow, and only people in the know, only people that understand what the show is are going to get that. But it's very true. And, that's a damn shame in itself. That's very, it's very traumatizing to think about, because like I said, I created this with Lee Peter, and I tried to, again, bring my A game to what I do, and, it is what it is. But like I said, a lot of people on my they see that shit in their newsfeed, they're like, what the fuck is the Friday Night SuperShow? I've never heard of that shit. And now they're just now tuning in to the last episode that we're doing. So,
I think that's the thing that's gonna fucking drive me crazy the most, is not getting the fucking notification fucking the meme for the fucking Friday Night Super Show, fucking some ridiculous dumbass meme that he posted, or fucking, it's always good. Like Batman smacking the shit out of Robin because he doesn't watch the fucking Friday Night Super Show.
And we've had people that have came out of the woodwork that support our show that I never thought would listen or tune in. And these even people I grew up with, they're like, yo, I heard you on the show. You were doing that radio show, and I tuned in. It's crazy, man. You never know who's listening. I know that NSA is listening.
Moon was made out of cheese. Did you take a bite of it?
About the show, they're checking it out. Some new listeners. But yeah, it's funny you said, they're like, I didn't even know you did the show yet. It was like, I'm not a training to the last one. Yeah, if you're gonna choose any of them, why not be? That all makes sense, doesn't it? That makes sense. But like Trish said, like Trish was talking about, you know, immediately when we set out to do this, it was like we're all sitting out back around the campfire, you know, just chilling and talking and having conversations and giving people a platform. If you want to call in to express your views, even if you don't agree with any of the shit we're talking about, you can call into the show and be yourself. Respect about Friday Night Super Show, and that's what I've always, you know, respected about the show, is that I can be myself. I can be free on Friday nights. Yeah, and that nickname, Mr. Friday Night, is not something that I gave myself. You know, that came later on.
In the beginning, you know, we actually kind of tried to structure the shows a little bit and then make sure that it was a good show, and we're hitting our top in different topics here back and forth. But then towards, you know, about 10, 15 episodes in, it just started coming to me. It's like, we do serious, because I was doing a Monday night show at that point in time. I think Dennis was still doing his Tuesday night show then. And we're sitting there going, dude, we kind of need a break from all this seriousness. So, I mean, let's take some of these topics, let's have a few drinks, let's act like we're sitting around a campfire and shooting the shit and talking real. And this has gotten us in trouble many times because, you know, sometimes when some of us talk real, it gets a little bit too harsh, you know what I'm saying? We haven't always been the favorite of the more conservative crowd, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
But it's never stopped. It's actually, you know, people led to us coming here and starting my own network and making sure that it was going to go on. You know, I was like, you know what? If I can't amicably, you get with somebody, work with other people, and they don't want our brand of it on there, that's fine. We'll stop. I'll do it ourselves, and you know, make sure that we still have that going, and the Friday Night Super Show kept going because it was that important to me. You know, I don't walk away from it lightly. I haven't come to this decision lightly. It's, you know, it's something that needed to be done. Needed to happen because, you know what I'm saying, you know, all of us in the radio game and all of us in the activism game and doing all, we needed a break. And I always felt that this show, and Dennis and I, you know, came to this conclusion that, hey, this show has to be our little, you know what, we're getting together, we're having a few drinks. Man, did you see this shit earlier this week? Holy shit, you know, it's freaking, you know, things like that, man. It just made it more relatable.
Don't get me wrong.
I think to everybody else.
Don't get me wrong, Luke. I just want to point this out. Don't get me wrong. Any other show that we've done, we're absolutely being ourselves. Where, you know, that's who we are. But when it comes to the Friday Night Super Show, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's like a party. It's like people come together and they're unwinding from their hectic week. You know, Friday is a day. You know, not a lot of people on radio, trust me, and I've learned this throughout my time in radio. You really have to have some balls to pick Friday night. Friday in general, you really have to have some balls to pick that night. Because, again, people are like, yo, my week was all crazy, I'm going to the club. I'm going out, I'm going to go have a good time. So that's what the Friday Night Super Show was all about. It was about creating a good positive vibe for people. Granted, you may not agree, you know, the language may not be to your liking, you know, I understand that. But, you know, that's the Friday Night Super Show. It became something, like you said earlier, it became something I never thought it would become. You know, in the origins of the show, we were trying shit, we were trying to work out, you know, do a broadcast, and that's another thing, something that I've never seen done in at least Blog Talk Radio. And like I said, people to this day are just now catching on to that. That's something we kind of innovated. You know, two networks coming together and doing a show at the same time live on Friday night was unheard of at the time. You know, so you can't take that away from us.
That's right. We came up with that idea, ladies and gentlemen, and that's not bragging. That was patented by the Friday Night Super Show Tag Team Champions of Talk Radio.
Remember at the time, I was like, you know, you hit me with the concept, and I was like, how can we even possibly make that work? And we did. And like I said, to modern day, you have networks that run dual broadcasts. They may not be, you know, communicating with each other, but they'll live stream the show. And this is when it comes to Blog Talk Radio. I'm not talking about the networks and their affiliates and people that run live streams and shit like that. When it came to Blog Talk Radio, you know, we had a vision that he presented to me, and I was like, I don't even see how that'll work, and we made it work. And that's what the Friday Night Super Show title came from. It was two networks coming together, running the show at the same time, with two hosts running the studios at the same time.
Unheard of.
On multiple networks. It was unheard of. Nobody had ever done that. We were the first. As far as I'm concerned, I've never seen that done before.
And you're right, and just now recently I've started to see other networks taking that same type of approach and that same type of platform. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we had the great Chuck O'Shelley on, you know, earlier, a couple weeks ago, man, and he was launched SuperShows.com, who's taken that creation, taking it a step further, and it's that ideal that we put into it, and then taking it another step further to where, you know, he's ready to broadcast your shows or other shows like that. They would work out, and there's a whole program in place. You can go to O'Shelley.com for all the details. But he took that concept a little bit further, and that concept originated with me and Dennis, you know, going, hey, I bet we can run this motherfucker on two networks. And Dennis was like,
Yeah, we did.
really? And I was like, yeah, check this shit out. Let's do it like this. And maybe we can...
I remember the first couple shows I remember when I was like, yeah, you know, audio sounds good. That shit was groundbreaking. That was like, I never even thought of something like that. Like two networks running the same show at the same time and it working. You know what I'm saying? That never even crossed my mind. You know, that was so... Like I said, looking back at it, you know, many years ago, it was just incredible. And like I said, that was an influence to a lot of people, because if they didn't tune into Truth Emergence, they were checking out NWO's radio, and at the same time, it was exposing both networks to people that they might not have known about Truth Emergence, or if they're listening to Truth Emergence, they might not have known about NWO's radio. So it was a cross-pollination that we continue to do this to this day, working with other people. And
that everybody, you know, when it comes to this, everybody benefited from it. You know, it benefited for both networks. You know, and not just this show, but the other shows that were on the networks at the time. You know, we were just starting up Truth Emergence, and so, you know, we had a full 7-day crew going, myself being the Monday night and the Friday night guy, as well as the guy who did all the promos and the production. And
we did a Sunday night show, a little show called The Arsenal of Sound on the radio on Sunday night.
That's right.
That a lot of people don't remember.
We've done it a few times here on this network as well, man. The Arsenal of Sound is good.
Yeah, I was in about like a month or so ago. I know I was with you guys.
Yep.
That's fast.
Every now and then, you know, I like to get fucking play music. The Arsenal of Sound. This is why I like radios. Just getting drunk and playing music. Yeah, but yeah, it's hosting these shows and doing serious topics I've done not only on this show, but the last Voice for Liberty show, and all the other shows, so Dave Died with the Constitution, we had, Stephanie and I had people from the Bundy Ranch while that siege was going on. We had Amon Bundy on the line that night live. We were one of the few people that could get a signal in there and get it out and fucking,
Remember that dude, Corey?
I was supposed to do
taxation and stuff.
I was supposed to do a show with him last week, and it just all fell apart because my schedule was so fucking hectic, and I never heard back from him.
When he did that, when he broke the internet as far as when it comes to activism, wearing that shirt at a ball game, the following Friday night, we had him on. So that was the problem.
And ladies and gentlemen, those of you who still believe in government and listen to the show, Corey Watkins is actually running for governor of Texas, so you might want to check into that if you, stuff.
So either way, like I said, we was on the altitude for that night too. It was a good show. We just started talking about baseball, and you guys, I think it was you, we probably said that, all right, I was got Sports Center on the Friday night shoot for the show. But it wasn't about baseball. It was like, you know what I'm saying? I contacted you, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? This shit is incredible. Like I'm just, figuring this shit out. I think it was like on Tuesday or Wednesday when he did that during the week. And I was like, maybe we'll get him on the fucking show. So throughout the week, I was giving updates to Lee. I was like, yeah, he's down. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it on the Friday Night Super Show. And that was the first radio show that we had ever done. If I'm not mistaken. I think it was the first time he had ever been on radio. So
look at us.
Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Friday Night Super Show, breaking people's radio virginity every day. Your virtual radio hymen will be penetrated and busted like a sweet cherry. Sorry, did I go too far?
That's what we do. And like I said, hopefully down the road, none of us really know what's coming in the future, but, the Friday Night Super Show is not necessarily over. It's just, at this point in time, we have to step away. And like I was saying earlier, at this point, you know what I'm saying, it's good to step away, being on top, you know what I'm saying, even though the quality or the audio may be messed up on certain weeks. As far as this show is, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to this show, again, nobody can really do this. Nobody can do what we have done when it comes to this show. 200 plus episodes. I remember the 100th episode. Remember that? When we were celebrating the 100th episode, that was like, I don't know, last year or the year before, it was like right around Christmas. New Year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that was a monumental step, you know what I'm saying? Because I went through all of our episodes, and I'm sure it wasn't exactly the 100th episode, but I went through and counted every episode that we had done on illustrious radio as far as when this show was created. Counted, marked on my little piece of paper, counting. And I was like, shit, we were about 95, 96 episodes in.
And I was like,
what's coming up?
I was still pounding down the liquor at that point in time, boys. We had a fully stocked bar in the Albino Racco Studios. No, that was before the Albino Racco Studios.
Well, either way, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I remember, sending you a message. I was like, we're about 90 plus, we're about 95, 96 episodes in. So let's let people know that we're going to do 100 episodes on a future show. Building up to that, that was, I never thought that this show would make it that long, let alone make it to 200 episodes. I'm sure we're past 200 episodes at this point. Again, I haven't counted them all. But at that point, I was like, 100's coming up. That's very important. It's very, it's very monumental moment when it comes to the show. And like I said, it's a show to take this down to the second right now. I definitely appreciate everybody contributing and joining in and helping us build this show. And maybe one day, down the road, like I said, we can't see the future, but down the road, maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, I don't know, we'll just hit people with a Friday Night Super Show. When we're comfortable, when we're stable, both of us be able to do this and actually, respect the show. Again, because the show became bigger than both of us. We bigger than both of us. And I never thought that would happen, but that's what happened. The show kind of took on its own life.
And it's something, you know, in the end, that's, you know, kind of like it's a legacy I want to leave you. That's why, you know, ending it now is not only right just for me, but I think it's right for, you know, everybody else involved. I mean, you guys all need to be able to go out in your own avenues and, you know, see what I've done. If you like what I've done, listen to it, share it with somebody, tell somebody what I've said, you know, thank you, I appreciate it. Fucking, you know, my biggest thing is just learn a little bit from what I've said or what I've done. I mean, even if it's, hey, don't drink so much that you fall asleep on the goddamn air, or, you know, or that you're slurring your fucking words by the end of the fucking show because you drank a half a bottle of fucking 3/4 of a bottle of this. Hey, you know, hey, that's Friday night SuperShow. But that's what it is. We sit around and we have drinks. I mean, sometimes you end up getting drunk at the end of 3 hours of sitting around having drinks and talking with your buddies. Have you ever been to a bar? You know, I'm just saying. But, you know, that's in my entire, if I have to look back at my entire, you know, radio career here and everything that I've done, I just want, you know, everyone to kind of, you know, take the reins now. You know, it's everybody else's turn to shine now. I've got other things I need to focus my attention on, and I've said a whole hell of a lot over quite a few years and quite a few shows, and man, it's just been an honor to be a part of it with all of you out there, from the lowest swing rappers to the biggest radio show hosts out there, or some of the biggest musical names that we've had on this show, and just all of it. It's been such an honor to be a part of it, and I'm never going to look back on these years with disdain. I'm going to look back and know that I did something positive. At least I took a chance and stood the fuck up and said what the fuck I'm going to say, and I didn't take no shit from anybody about it. I stuck to my beliefs. I stuck to what I want to do, and you know, I did it my fucking way.
I'm sad, man. I was with the guy. I was celebrating. Just time invested. You know? Yeah. You know, I wish I could go back all those years with you guys. I wasn't around in the early years. You know, there we go. I was going to point that out. Too. When it comes to this particular show, Ken, I just want to point this out. When it comes to this particular show, when I had my hiatus, when I completely went off the radar and was angry and going at people, Lee Field decided he was still going to do the show, and Ken, you stepped in to be, you know, a co-host, quote unquote. But, like, when you know what I'm saying, I knew that was hard for Lee, because when you present the Friday Night Super Show, people, again, that are in the know, understand that there's two hosts that run this show, and if you're ever with one of them, I couldn't do the Friday Night Super Show without Lee here, and he couldn't do it without me, but he still made it work, which is amazing. I couldn't do this show without Lee here. This show is impossible without Lee here being a part of it.
I got to thank Kent, though. You know, he stepped in and he was like, you know, if you need somebody to help out, man, I'll help out. He's like, and in no way do I want to fucking, you know, take Dennis's place or any of that. You know, I just, you know, want to keep the show going, because the show has meant that much to, you know, all of our fans and listeners, man. And, you know, for Kent to stand up and you know, offer up some talking about, I ain't trying to look at it. Ken was like, you did, dude. Ken was like, you know what, I ain't trying to step on anybody's toes, you know, and fucking Dennis comes back, I'm stepping the fuck aside, no big deal, you know, and he kept stressing that every week, man.
Yeah, you guys are talking about the show, you know.
Every week before we do the show, is Dennis coming back? I mean, do you still need to co-host? Brother, I kept going, you know, brother, I'll let you know, man.
Me and Dennis, you know, we didn't have any problem at all. I mean, he came back and everything was fucking awesome, which I like. but this is, I mean, I was just glad to step up and just, I love the show, man, so. Well, that's just really a great show for doing that. Yeah, thanks for doing that, and as well, so again, thanks for, I mean, at the time, man, like, you know what I'm saying, the show I used to announce the messages, people were sending messages, and I'm so thankful to them as well, and like, you know what I'm saying, serious, but it's not what it was. It's part of the show, and that's how I feel about it. It was like, there's no way I can run this fight at this point, right now, if we was like, you just join the show next Friday, there's nobody I can get. There's nobody I can pull that's going to fill these pair of shoes. But at the time, you know, he was doing that. So, again, you have to respect that. You know, Lee carried a lot of shit on his back throughout those months making the show happen. But I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Only Lee Perry can do that. I can't run this show, the Friday Night Super Show without Lee Perry. So that's the end of the story for me. So, like I said a week ago,
I was just holding out the fucking hope during those months, man, that, you know, we'd get it all back together, and we did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, thank you. Thank you for letting me come back, and everything's water under the bridge at this point. But, and, for me, it was like, you know, getting the chance to, you're just talking about Lee, I got to put my props in, too. Working with Lee is just, phenomenal. He's, you know, just the greatest host I can imagine. And well, yeah, I mean, he does. He knows, you know, he can just command the show, carry the show, and, you know, it was just like easy working with him and helped me out so much. And I freaking, you know, it's experience I'm glad to have being, you know, for the time I had there. You know, just, you know, working with Lee is awesome. So I'm thanking Lee, you know, for the opportunity.
You boys are so sweet.
Like I said, thank you for everything you do, Lee. And like I said, real quick, I want to point this out. Before, you know, I know we got to take a break here. And Lee, I want you to understand this. Even when it comes to people that we worked with in the past, read this in their newsfeed, the last Friday Night Super Show, they showed their emotions. They were like, wow. So, you know, mutual friends of ours, people that are part of the coalition that we worked with for years, you know, are upset about this show ending. But at the time, remember about a year ago? It's live on speaker.com right now, because the show was too abrasive. It was too much. It was too much for our radio network. So we gotta get you guys out of here. And I vouch for you, Lee. I stuck up for you. You know, just like you did for me. So,
well, you know what I'm saying? We always built this show on the fact that we stand by what we say, you know, and even if it's some crude-ass joke or what fuck ever, you know, whoever we offend, sorry, too fucking bad, okay? That's just how you don't like it, get the fuck out, don't listen. You know, and we always did that, we always, you know, held true to that, and when the time came and the argument came about how abrasive this show can be, and just, you know, it was either, you know, you can tone it down or we can't have it. And I was like, well, it ain't toning down. This train is fucking rolling, and that's just the way it's going to be. So
I think that abrasiveness myself.
You know, a lot of people look at it, and
a lot of people appreciate that. They appreciate that real.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You know, that was my defense to it. Was, you know, a lot of people, you know, that's why they tune in. It's because of how raw and how real the show is, and you know, it wasn't what they wanted to do with Truth Emerges there anymore, because you know, we had taken that next step beyond just your classic talk radio style format and pretty much turned it into the fucking R-rated Smothers Brothers hour. It was a variety show of debauchery and liquor and hating the government, and people. I don't blame them for saying something about it or being concerned with it affecting the other shows on the networks. Listenership. They're going to hear this fucking crazy bunch of assholes on Friday night, and then they're not going to want to listen to anybody else's show. And, I can see that worry and concern. And like I said, when I parted ways, when this show parted ways from Truth Emerges Radio, a network which I helped create, it was amicably. It's like, you know what? We're just going to go do our thing. And, it took me a couple months, but after that, I put it together, got everything paid for, and then we brought the show back. And it took back off from there again. People kept listening in, being a part of it. We're getting great guest audio, discrepancies aside, of course, from this when you have to do it all yourself, it takes a little bit more, and you kind of learn on the way. But it really has been a great experience for me, and we got the second hour coming up here, kids, man. It's about time for that break. As a matter of fact, it is time for that break, so I'm going to cut everybody off right now, and I'm going to lay it down, man, because we are in the middle of the final Friday, man. This is the Friday Night Super Show, a baby that everybody loves and everybody wants to be a part of. If you haven't been a part of the Friday Night Super Show and didn't get to listen, now is your time to go back and check out all the archives. Check it out here and also on Truth Emerges Radio at blogtalkradio.com. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been missing out. We're going to continue reminiscing and wishing, and of course, drinking beers. So you guys all be a part of the spent one, Mr. Friday Night, and myself, the Friday Night Super Show. We'll be right back, babies.
Oh, what is the malted liquor? What gets you drunker quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans?
Beer!
Can't get enough of it.
Beer!
How we really love it.
Beer!
Makes me think I'm a man.
Beer!
I could kiss and hug it,
Beer!
but I'd rather chug it.
Beer!
Cut my belly out to here.
Beer!
I could not refuse it.
Beer!
I could really use a beer. Beer, beer.
Beer.
I can't remember how much I have had. I drank a 12-pack with my dad.
That's my son, the drunken manly stud. I'm proud to be his bud.
Here, have some pretzels.
No, I'll call it quits. Those things give me the schlitz.
Drink with your family. Drink it with your friends. Drink till you're fat. Stomach distends. Beer is liquid bread. It's good for you. We like to drink till we spew. Ooh, who cares if we get fat? I'll drink to that. As we sing once more, what is the malted liquor? What gets you drunker quicker? What comes in bottles or in cans?
Beer!
Can't get enough of it.
Beer!
How we really love it.
Beer!
Makes me think I'm a man.
Beer!
I could kiss and hug it,
Beer!
but I'd rather chug it.
Beer!
Got my belly out to here.
Beer!
Golly, I adore it. Come on, damn it, pour it, do it for me, brew it for me, feed it to me, speed it to me. The most wonderful drink in the world. Hooray!
Not exactly a warm welcome.
If we'd wanted you dead, you wouldn't be here now.
Who are you?
The Grand Master of the Court of Owls.
I would say the Court of Owls is merely a legend.
A legend we are, but one rooted in fact. There was a time when the Court of Owls stood behind every wall, in every shadow. Not a leaf fell without our permission. A golden age. Golden age. Golden age.
But all golden ages end.
Yeah, these soft criminals, we still having criminal thoughts. And everybody wondering when will the killing stop. Maybe when these cop killers go after these killer cops, cause they don't give a fuck whether you're real or not. When I spit, I keep my jaws tighter than Killer Crocs. And I like a chick with a cold stare like Killer Frost. Ask the Reaper what happens when the sickle drops. Ask the devil what happens when the strings on the fiddle pops. These kids are getting kidnapped, children are getting mauled, and these motherfuckers wondering how to build a wall. They wanna divide us up and start a civil war. Where you think they were sitting when we watched the building fall? I'm talking about building 7 and not the world trade. This isn't a planet, this is another world's grave. How many tears has to come down a little girl's face before we realize that we're living in a peril state? Don't claim you woke unless Rothschild's coming out your mouth. Don't believe in demons, you can't see them cause they underground. Steve, stop playing with us, man, yo, don't fuck around. This rabbit hole is deep and we can see something that's crawling out. Sorcery, black magic, science, and dark wizardry. Dark art to the occult, all a part of their artillery. The truth is out, Pandora's box is not a mystery. It ain't a game, these motherfuckers are conjuring entities. Spiritual brainiac, 12th level intelligence. He's an alpha mutant that causes a telekinetic glitch. Omega level telepath and he's hella sick. 6 appendages stems from the head of this elephant. The heaven splits, open he appears. Now who's blazing him? He ain't oxidizing him, nah, he's new aging him. I'm with Diana Prince and Bruce Wayne and them. The triangular peninsula comes a new savior. New sapien, Humalian, blue avians. He moves space out of his way when he comes through, banging him. 2 rays of light infused that spews radiance. Masculine, feminine, yin-janging him, dual flaming him. Listen to this shit he spits at you, take it for what it's worth. DNA activation straight from the inner earth. Dark entities get off of me when he lifts the curse. Ain't here to compete, but indeed he needs a bigger turf. Ain't here to fight it out, he's here to spread the light around. Walk around emitting energy, hold the satellites in town. Lightning cloud comes out and surrounds him when he recites the sound. Frequencies remaining hyper loud until the mic is down. Cosmic awareness got me throwing planets at ya. And what you dealing with here is an ascended master. What you see in's a mirror reflected backwards. We all a part of the universe's heavenly chapter. Blast from the heart chakra, get every lyric felt. We heal from within and then all the pain just appears to melt. Fresh out the portal, coming straight out the spirit realm. Legendary lyricists, come hear him and hear him well. It's a fierce well of the soul that's devoured. Illuminati wants to open up portals around us and walk amongst us like they living with immortal powers. I'm here to fight, I'm not drowning in the court of owls.
Friday, the Friday Night Super Show final episode, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the mouth laughing and scratch that shit. Joined as always by Mr. Friday Night Dennis Ford, and kicking it with us tonight is another original member of the Friday Night crew, and Spent Kent. And I want to give a big shout out to the Sarge and the lovely Miss Tammy Lynn as well. We're also original members of the Friday Night crew. Yeah, it was a great time that we had when we had all them, DJ Scratch and Sniff, the albino raccoon himself, all the great people that have joined in on the show and made it what it was. It's been so much fun being able to do this and bring this out to people. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't listen in the first hour, this is also my retirement from hosting radio shows. So I am not doing that anymore. I've got other things to do. My voice must be needed elsewhere to croon the street. I don't know. I've got other things to do. My life has become so hectic that hosting radio shows and running a network just isn't in my cards anymore. So my path is going to be leading somewhere else, and I hope that all of you will pick up the mantle when I'm gone and start doing a part of this.
Well, like I told you, like I was telling you guys during the break, people don't really understand what they have and what's on. So people retiring from hosting radio shows, not necessarily being a part of radio shows, but just him leaving radio shows is very, very sad news. And not to mention the Friday Night Super Show. Like I told you before the show, even through the first hour, when we were talking, it's like a double whammy. Like, fuck, dude, for real. The show's over, now you're retiring, that's bad news for me. But I have to respect it. I understand where you're coming from, and again, it's when I say you that. Yeah, when I sent you that text message, I was expecting you to come back and be like, Joe, we just, we have to keep doing what we're doing, but you felt the same way I did. It's time. It's definitely time for us to step away. Granted, undefeated tag team champions, you know what I'm saying? Definitely about Lee Pierce, he's retired for sure. I don't know, Lee, you're 40, man. I mean, how many times did the Stones come back and do a final? So,
you never know, kid. There's one thing that I always gotta say, man, is you never say never, okay? And I'm retiring right now, and to me, it feels great. I'm glad to have this weight lifted off of my shoulders because it is a burden, to have to pay for this stuff and organize the show and get everything. Fuck with this goddamn holiday all the time.
Thank you for doing that. But real quick, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome to everybody out there.
Thank you for doing what you do. I'll leave it there.
No, it's I lost my train of thought now.
Well, I can tell you what, just the fact that you're talking about retirement, you know what? You just made the list.
It's gonna go Jericho. No. Retirement from this is I'm perfectly comfortable with it. I am. I'm happy with it. I'm glad to be able to go and focus on other things that I want to do with my life. Playing music, being with my girl, spending time with the kids and grandkids. Things that are important to me, and that sometimes when in the course of having to run radio shows or prepare for them, you miss out on that. And I don't want
the family and coming down to Florida, Houston on the beach.
I miss out on the things that I'm going to get accomplished. And it's sorry. This I felt I've done enough. I felt I've said enough. I've said my piece. It's all a matter of records. All say it has all the files.
I definitely respect that because, like I said, you got to spread a slow clap here and just thank you, just thank you for what you do and what you have done. And I'm in the same boat as well. Like I said, I want to do this. Just to touch on what you were saying, you know what I'm saying? It's not a negative thing. It's just that your time is spent, no pun intended. When you spend your time doing this, you're setting up, trust me. How many more times if I was going to get on the radio and do what you do? So no better night than tonight, Friday.
It gets to that point. You feel like you're repeating yourself, over and over again. Say we're talking about the same things. I mean, different faces, same shit. That's really what the government and the media have been putting out to you every week. And that's why we turned it into more of a poking fun at this shit and having jokes and drinking. Because for fuck's sakes, man, if you're not in this movement and you don't tip back a bottle or a couple of cans of beer every now and then, having to deal with this shit, I do not know what in the fuck you were doing with your life. You're probably fucking doing something else that will take this madness away from you. Because when you delve into this crap, when you start going down the fucking rabbit hole, it really starts to wear on your mind, man, because you're looking at everybody else in the country being duped by this small group of people and being led around by the nose and saying, well, you know what, you need to sacrifice this freedom because, well, there's some scary people over here. And we're just out trying to serve your best interests. And in fact, it is completely the opposite in most realities of this, man. And we have to keep pointing this out to everybody every week. We have to keep saying things to provoke your thought pattern into this. And it wears on you. It tears on your fucking very existence, on your soul sometimes, man. I've had episodes of shows, man, that have been gut-wrenching. I've cried on the goddamn air. I've fallen asleep on there. Some things are great, some things are shitty, some things are, interesting, some things are funny. We try to bring you every little bit of life, and that's what life is. It's all those things wrapped up into one big old bundle of bullshit. And as long as they keep trying to feed us a shit sandwich, we felt it was necessary, and I did, especially in my heart of hearts, being able to talk and enunciate and say words, shit, I might as well do talk radio and speak out. And if I can't get out in March because I got shitty fucking news or I'm too fucking busy, I've actually got things going on, at least I can make time for a radio show. And it wasn't always a prime time show. It used to be late nights when I started out because that was the time when I could do it. It's after I had kids to bed and then do an 11 o'clock show. And do 90 minutes and 11 o'clock of talking politics or caged animal masturbation or, how many times can you say fuck before the owner of this network gets pissed at us? But I always did quality shows. I did quality shows with Austin, with Des Ford, Renegade Smith, starting out with Liberty Lisa, Sheila Zelinsky, Valerie Stevens, the list goes on and on. Suzanne Posey was to mine for a while.
I was going to get into that. I was going to get into that entire list.
I've had an opportunity to work with so many great people, and not just the illustrious Mr. Friday Night, but co-hosting with so many great people, Steph Jasowski, James and Benning, Brandon Council, don't forget Johnny, an amazing individual. Rachel McIntosh, who's been on James Perloff, who's been on the show. Jack Blood, like we talked about in the first hour. Fuck, man, we've had all sorts of great people on our show that I'm sitting back tonight smiling. And because I can look back on my body of work alone, and I can look back on our body of work together, Dennis, and it's fucking awesome. We've done things and had people on that have this, but, Maria Heller, I'm sitting back here just running through Steve Grant, Payday Monsanto, Ghost Rider, Vinny, PTP's been on the show, we've had Doug and Josh, both from Fear the Masses, Ogre from Sirius Minor has been a part of the show. It's all just flooding back to me, man, and it's making me really feel good about what I've done and what we've done together. It's been just, holy shit, man. Anarchy Girl has been a multiple-time guest on our shows. She's got a major following going around. Austin Thomas, Liberty Lisa, all these people that have contributed to this and been a part of it, man. It's so it's humbling in one factor, and the other factor I'm sitting there going, you know what, I have nothing to be fucking ashamed about. Everything that I should absolutely feel proud about what I've done, and for a long time, the worst part of all of this, the shit that really affects me is that, you're not going to be hosting radio shows anymore. The Friday Night Super Show is one thing, but for you to, bow out and do what you gotta do, again, I have to respect that, and I'm doing the same thing on my own. So it's not necessarily a mourning, we're not mourning, we're celebrating, because again, we've done what nobody else has done, or nobody can even come close to what we have done over these last years. And working with you has been a privilege, trust me. It has been an honor to work with somebody like you. Like I said earlier, leave here alone. Love him or hate him, you have to respect what this guy brings to the table. And I would, if anybody, like you always say, Lee, if anybody's got anything bad to say about you, Lee, they better say it to me first. And then we'll go from there. Alright? But it's been an honor to work with you. Collaboration for both of you. Bring this shit to the forefront that a lot of people don't understand. Or they never understand what it's usual to me for both of you boys, dude. It's been an honor to, Dennis, you and I go way back in this, but it's also been an honor to share it with Kent, because, you guys both, when I stop talking, you guys always are chiming in, and you always have something cognitive to say about it. That's where me and Dennis have gelled so much, man. We work together like it's almost effortlessly, to be quite honest. We know how to react to each other when it comes, and how to back each other up. Doing a radio show, and Kent's got that. He's got that same presence of mind that like what's the one thing that I've always said, off air, that to everybody that's been a part of the radio shows, it's like the biggest enemy in talk radio is dead air. Okay, there's a difference between a dramatic pause and dead air, and if you can recognize those differences, man, you're golden radio. You can keep it going, and you guys recognize those differences. You've always had my back, and as crazy and as drunk and multiple times that I've kind of been there but not been there, and the shenanigans that I've had going on in the studio, and I'm sure there's several times that I'm not going to cut out as well. There's been several times that this show's even gotten hectic, but don't get confused. Me and Lee here disagree on a lot of shit, and this has been brought up on the air, but at the end of the day, like I said, Lee, you are a very unique individual. You have what a lot of people would kill for when it comes to being able to do what you do. And like I said, that's my major thing when it comes to, the Friday Night Super Show ending. I can deal with that. But you not doing any more radio shows, I know you'll bounce around and do what you do. But that's really frustrating. I'm having a hard time dealing with that you're not going to be, the mouth at this point. To be honest. It's not a mouth. I'm just not that big close to me. So take some time to leave.
know what I'm saying? Take some time, regroup, whatever you have to do. But in the future, when I come back and I'm doing my own thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to reach out to you, and I want you to be a part of that. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
I'll always have you back.
You build a bond that a lot of people will not understand because they haven't lived the relationship that me and you have. You know what I'm saying? We're not best friends. We don't see each other every day. We don't hang out. But when it comes to this, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't, you know, it was an honor to meet you and an honor to work with you over these last few years. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. You know, I'm very blessed to be able to meet you. And like I said, people can say whatever they want to say about me. You can love him or hate him. You know what I'm saying? You can talk all the shit you want to talk. But there's only one mouth. That's the mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's a liberty.
When I came out doing this, man, and first starting out on YouTube, as we talked about many times before, I just got with the mindset that, you know, I'm going to get out here and say my piece. I'm going to say what needs to be said and try my best to, help people, you know, and people sit there and give me shit. Dude, on Friday nights, you just sit and get drunk. I was like, you know, every night I sit and get drunk, but I also still have that cognitive capacity to be able to discern some few topics, and we also have this great platform and a great group of people around us, you know, including our friends at LikeOChelly.com, Truth Emerges, Foxfire Radio, you know, it's all these people that have contributed to it, you know, so it's not just, hey, it's Lee's Drunken Shit Show tonight, how you doing? Hey, Dennis, how drunk are you? Oh, me, I'm drunk, how drunk are you? I'm fucking fucked, man.
Very strong and safe on what the second hour.
Well, Sven Kent's gonna call up and drunkenly talk about penis pumps for 20 minutes. You know, dude, that's not the production that we put out here. You know, we'll make a joke here and there, you know, say a few off-color comments from here time to time, a little sexual innuendo, but that's the spice of life, man. That's what happens when you are alive. Not everything is a script. Not everything will ever be scripted in your life, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, look at what happened to my younger brother a couple weeks ago, for those of you who pay attention to what I do. Yeah, he had a big grease fire, pot of grease exploded in his hand, burnt the shit out of him, burned him all the fuck. You know, the other day, the boy Wonder, who was here just a little bit ago, damn near chopped his fucking thumb off. You know, life is precious. Life is short. You never know when something fucked up is going to come along and hit you right in the fucking proverbial nutsack, okay? You gotta take those chances. You gotta take those chances, though. You gotta take that chance to be able to, put that post on Facebook that you know the rest of your family isn't going to agree with. But God damn it, it needs to be said. Put that post on Instagram. Put that little video on YouTube. Put that little radio show together for Blog Talk. They'd let you do it for 30 minutes free. Trust me, talking for 30 minutes is, figure that one out. Because talking by yourself, do a show by yourself is incredible. Blog Talk will let you do it for 30 minutes for free, and you don't have to buy anything. Try doing it for 90 minutes. Try doing it for 3 hours. It takes some dedication, and I've done it. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that I haven't. I take great pride in the fact that I can talk for 90 minutes or 3 hours at a time by myself. I can do a whole show and keep people engaged. I made sure that was what I wanted to do when I set out to do this. You know, you've got to make sure you want people to listen to you. Okay? You know, Paul Harvey didn't do radio in fucking 80 fucking million years because he was good at it.
Yeah, no bullshit. He did it for that long because it was great. When it came to me doing podcasts or radios, whatever you want to call it, radio shows, whatever, you relate what you want to put on it. You know, dead air is one thing. That's like our biggest enemy. Having dead air is, that's the worst. That's the worst thing you can possibly have going on in your radio show.
But then also, having self-doubt. You know, you've got to be able to be confident in what you're saying, you know, and if you're out there, and this is one thing we've prided ourselves, especially at this show, and we've said it many, many times, prove us wrong. No one has.
But at the same time, like I said, when it comes to doing a radio show, you know what I'm saying, you sitting around looking at your computer, and if you can't run or do a radio show for 30 minutes or an hour, if you know, if you got a list or, not that it's scripted or anything like that, but if you can't do that, then this is not the avenue you need to be in. And also, everything I've learned as far as when it comes to radio is self-taught. There's a good friend of mine named Scott Shannon that asked me to be on this show many years ago when I first got into radio. And I always tell people the same thing he told me. Just try it out, and if you don't like it, you'll never have to do it again. But once I did it, I got bit by that bug. You know what I'm saying? I got bit by that. And forever from it was changed. And throughout my journey doing radio shows and being a part of radio shows or activism, again, whatever you want to label it, whatever title you want to put on it, we find people that are actually picking up the ball. Like Ken, if you really want to get into radio, you can do it. Alright, there's nothing stopping you from doing that because I had to take that initiative on myself. I had to literally sit out and be like, you know what, people need to know about these things. And at the time when I started doing radio, I was so amped up. I was so passionate. And I am to this day. I'm very passionate about what I do. And I think it's all self-taught, but I had to learn all this shit on my own. But you can do it. And I was listening to AJ's show. You know, Renegade is building, you know, a network. He's already built a network. He branched out, and that's another thing. People picking up the ball and going out and creating their own networks is a beautiful thing. And if you have some people that are going to be doing shows, and they called into a show, I think it was Tuesday night or whatever, Eva was doing a show. Again, Eva is another person that's been down for many years with me and what I do, and I appreciate everything she does. But my point is that people were calling in the show, and they were like, yeah, you know, I have this opportunity, I'm nervous, you know, it's my first 2 or 3 shows, I don't know, you know, but you'll find why you are called to do this. And like I said, it's late in the game for me and Lee Beard. We've been doing this for a long time. We've inspired a lot of people and showed a lot of people what you are capable of doing. And like I said, radio shows are not the biggest thing to a lot of people in society. A lot of people are not, when I tell people, it's like talking to somebody, oh, I do a radio show. They're like, what network? Is that FM? Where can I tune in? People don't really grasp the concept of the time and the effort and the initiative that it takes to do this. You know what I'm saying? You really have to be dedicated to this. And like I said, for me, I can't speak for Lee here, but for me, you know what I'm saying, once my life was changed and I did this, it's a lot to carry on your back. Alright, I'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to carry on you to make all these things fall in line and to present to people that may be potentially listening a quality radio show. And if you can't do that, then you're in the wrong avenue. Along when it comes to activism, you know what I'm saying? I was on the show, I'm going to play this out real quick and I'll shut up. I was on the show Wednesday night with Ted Jotty. Again, somebody, when I was doing radio shows, when I was creating a network, I was like, there's a list of people that I'm interested in maybe potentially doing radio shows and hosting their own shows, and Ted Jotty was one of them. So I called to his show Wednesday, and he's like, it's just coming back to radio and doing shows again, which I'm ecstatic about. I love that. I love that Ted is doing radio because I was on Ted's first. It's amazing. Yeah, but I want to point this out. I called in this show, you know, and I feel like your spot is you're always welcome here. You don't have to question it. You just call in the show, let me know, and I'll bring you in. And for an hour, me and Ted went back and forth, and he had a co-host at the time. Kara is her name. It was bouncing off ideas, and you know what I'm saying? It takes that initiative for somebody to pick up the ball and run with it. I'm not talking about social media. I'm talking about talk radio. You feel that? Because this shit gets boring. Trust me, it gets very fucking boring over the years. But when you see somebody that you reach out to and they created their own thing, I mean, I wouldn't change it for the world. The last 5 years of my life, I don't know where I would be if I hadn't met people like Lee Tier, you're part of that, Austin Thomas, Lisa, Ted Jolly, Jack Blood. I don't know where I would be without these people. Trip Hugh, you know what I'm saying? The last 5 years of my life have been very interesting and very inspiring to me that when you get admiration from your peers, when people send you messages, like I said, the Friday Night SuperShow is ending, and people are sending me messages, they're like, why? Why is it over? What's going on? Are you really here fighting? No, that's not the case. That's not what's going on. But it's very inspiring that people care, you know what I'm saying? And they really are paying attention to what we do. And like I said,
you're right though. It's humbling and inspiring all at the same time that we were able to reach out and touch as many people as we have with your abrasive little fucking crazy show.
We were gonna do a Payday Monsanto show. Remember that?
That's right.
Remember Payday was gonna come on in and we were gonna do a Payday Monsanto show. Which, ironically, at the same time, you have shown me music that I never would have found or experienced if it wasn't for you. And I'm not talking about like mainstream artists. I'm talking about people that are doing music and making music in the underground. And that goes vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
That's for damn.
Things that I've shown people throughout the years. When I first got into radio, the only thing on my mind was, why aren't people hearing this music? I didn't even want to talk to my shows. I wanted to play the music for people. If somebody's listening, I want you to listen to this music and tell me what you think. Because that's the first thing I found when it came to activism. When I really got fueled up and pissed off and aggravated about what's going on in society, I was looking for music. And I found Steve Grant. I found Payday Monsanto. I found PPP. I found et cetera. So that goes to both of us.
We introduced me to all them over the last year. So you did introduce me to all them guys. And when we first started doing shows together, man, you were introducing me to these people. I'm like, dude, I'm not the biggest rap guy in the world.
And I know you're not the biggest hip-hop.
The last rap, no, wait a minute, but the last hip-hop or rap type stuff that I had listened to before Dennis and I were talking was, I'm thinking Run DMC. Things like that, that's how far back it had been. I'm a guitar player, so, they don't put a lot of guitar in hip-hop, considering it, but listening to the artists that you brought, Payday Monsanto, Steve Grant, Diesel Automatic, all these automatic.
When it comes to Steve, check this out. When it comes to Steve Grant, and like I said, we had him, he was on Church Show a few weeks ago. But when it comes to Steve Grant, you know what I'm saying, he was sending me messages on social media, and I was like, I don't even know why this guy is sending me messages. I don't even know who Steve Grant is, because, to be honest, that's like the most organic white name you're ever going to hear. White guy.
It screams whiteness.
And then I listened to his music, and I was like, yo, I gotta shoot you over to this guy, or link you up with this person, and the music is so powerful. And again, that's part of the reason why I started doing radio, was to promote this music, because a lot of people are not going to be able to hear it.
Exactly.
What I was doing.
As many of these artists as we promoted all over, I do have to say, and Payday and I always have that special connection because of your show, But that's another long forgotten piece of radio lore there, kids. But one of the people that you've introduced me to that I really respect the most is Steve Grant.
One of our guys.
That guy.
So one of our top 3 best guests that we've ever interviewed or had on the show is Steve Grant. Genuine, down-to-earth individual, and on top of that, he's an activist. know what I'm saying? He does all these things, he does all these things outside of his music, and on top of that, his music is concrete. There's no disputing that fact. I mean, he is the big bad wolf. Z-Ray is potentially one of the greatest artists I've ever heard in my life, and I hold him that on the air multiple times. And, you know, Payday is another thing. Payday Monsanto is another thing. But that trickles into Chuckocelli and even Larry Nicholson that has passed away. You know, Larry was playing Payday Monsanto music at 3 o'clock in the morning when he was doing a show, and I would call in and shoot the shit with Larry. You know, Knucklebones Radio. Remember that? Knucklebones. Remember that?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we were a part of that show as well, man. Knucklebones, God rest their soul, man. There's another guy who was just there fucking putting it out because somebody had to. And he had enough balls to fucking get on there and do it himself. And, you know,
we passed, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, I could have fucking did. I'm a reason of emotions when it's in the tonight. But when Larry passed, you know what I'm saying? That was a big loss for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Very, very influential. If that's a word, you know what I'm saying? He influenced me throughout what I was doing in radio, because like I said, when all of our shows are over, we do 9 from 9 p.m. to 10, Larry was doing a show at like 3 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 a.m. And I was like, I gotta check out Larry's show. He was playing Payday Monsanto. In fact, he had Payday on a few times, but there's people that have trickled down to what Larry was doing that have helped me out over the years. And, you know, I can't thank him enough, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing, Lee, I want to touch on real quick before we take a break or we get into whatever we're going to do here tonight. Like I've always said on these shows, man, tomorrow is not promised to any of us. We have to understand how important our lives are. Even myself, I'm dealing with shit. I'm like, yo, suicidal, depression, suicidal tendencies, shit like that. I love that. But people really do appreciate what we do, right? So, it's important. It's very important. And people I went to high school with, real quickly, I went to high school with, you know what I'm saying, class or whatever it was, are posting shit, talking about shit, and bringing questions. And I don't necessarily comment, but I like their posts because it's not me influencing them. It's just that people in society know that shit is fucked up, and they know things are not what they seem to be. So that really inspires me as well. It's like seeing these people, like I said, I grew up with that are like asking questions, and they post shit, and they get shit. All the comments are like, you're fucking crazy, you're out of your mind, 9/11 wasn't an inside job. Bullshit. We all know what's going on. Throughout the years, I've done a 9/11 show every year on the network that I was on 9/11, I would do a show about 9/11. And to this day, in 2017, people still believe the bullshit lie. And this show tonight is not about that, but it's very inspiring to see. You know, I had a friend of mine, like I said, I grew up with, I went to high school with, played football with. He was sending me a message, and he was like, yo, you're the guy that woke me up. You know what I'm saying? You're the reason why I started asking questions. Shit. That's all we need. Hey, we need people. You know, it's not that that's a notch in my belt or something that keeps me going, but it really is. You know, Lee, that really is what's going on, is that you can inspire people. You can change people's perspective and get them to question, not only question, but actually do the research for themselves. And especially in the millennial age that we live in, the millennials growing up, they want everything handed to them. I'm not here to send you a bunch of links and posts and shit. You know, do the shit on your own. Is that possible? Can you fucking do that? Can you look up some shit on your own? You know, in my
what we wanted to fucking set out to do. That's exactly what we set out to do when we fucking started doing radio. It's like, look, kids and I'll openly admit it. I was 21 when I got my GED from high school, okay? I didn't go to fucking some fancy-ass college or any of that other stuff. I studied and learned things on my own, okay? And a big shout-out to Justin Witham and Ed Johnston, who've been a part of the show, man. And those guys have taught me a lot about what your actual law says to you, okay? And why do you think I'm an anarchist? Because you start figuring out what the law, quote-unquote, is, then you start figuring out just exactly how unnecessary and rudimentary and absolutely goddamn tyrannical the law is, alright? You know, fucking, it ain't no Judge Dredd shit going, don't fucking breathe in there. And I wanted to get out and point that out to people. I wanted to get people to start thinking about it themselves. And you know what? Lee's kind of crazy. And when I first started doing this, I wasn't even drinking then. Okay? I was still sober. What? So I don't understand, you know, my art and I did when I first started it out, and when I first started looking into this shit, when I first started looking into this shit and feeling about it when I first started out on YouTube, the reason I started doing that is because I was just baffled, fucking absolutely bamboozled that motherfuckers weren't figuring this shit out yet. That nobody was looking to the obvious. I mean, that the whole, you know, government shouting that I am the walrus, nobody is paying attention to that. You know, you have to put yourself in my shoes. And so I decided, you know, I can be an animated fucking asshole. It's the digital age. I started using computers maybe 2 years before I ever fucking did a YouTube show. I never used one before. Never. Just no bullshit. Stupid little simple ones. Bullshit. I logged into social media and started using Facebook and started, you know, later on became the radio shows. That was like 2013. But 2011, 2012, I knew about computers, but never really decided first one in 2011. You know, I bought my first one in 2011 and sent tons and tons of promos for multiple networks. You know. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point, is that if we can do that, right? If we can see some shit wrong and we're like, yo, fuck it, people need to know about this. I'm gonna not change the world, but I'm gonna fucking hammer this shit into people's brains so they can understand. And that was in 2011. I was like, Facebook, I know it's a CIA operative at the time, you know, I was like, yeah, I don't really want to provide the government with all my information, but I'm going to get on Facebook to see if there's anybody out there that feels the way I feel, or is understanding what I'm seeing. Or, like I said earlier, when it comes to the music, I was just finding Tony Monsanto. You know what I'm saying? The first song I heard from him was Under Control. You know, because 9/11 was a big marker in my life. It took me, after 9/11 to happen, you know, almost 10 years, 9 to 10 years for me to be like, you know what, this shit is kind of sketchy. And then finding out social media. Again, in 2011, to be clear. 2011. Now imagine if we would have joined when Facebook was created. Whatever that was. But I was hesitant. I never really got into the internet or really understood the impact that you can have on people. Or, you know, what it's all about, like, right? That's what it's all about, right? I didn't have no fucking time for no computers or internet. I was more worried. I was learning how to take the you know, when the internet first came around, so I didn't have no fucking time for that shit. When you're raising 4 kids all at once, sorry, buddy. Do you know don't have money for little fancy things like the fucking internet or anything like that. Not, fuck, dude. I'll be this is my last broadcast. This is my last broadcast that I'm gonna do, for quite some time, and so I'm gonna be completely honest. At that point in time, dude, I was selling enough weed that I could fucking afford the internet twice nowadays what it costs. Okay? You have to make ends meet when you are dealing with a fucking shit-ass economy, as it always has been. A shit-ass job market out there. Your woman's working. You got 4 kids to take care of. You got child care expenses. I mean, do you realize how much money it costs to have 4 children in diapers? Because they are that close together in age. It's astro-fucking-nomical. I'm talking, oh my Christ, I'm talking damn near $400 to $500 a month alone in diapers. Okay?
That's ironically, all your children are to a certain age now.
Alexis diaper.
But it's still a struggle. Okay? It's still a fucking struggle.
I could have had a goddamn Lexus. And paid for monthly, just in the cost of diapers. Okay?
Here's my point, Z. Here's my point, real quick. I want to touch on this. Imagine if you never got on. That never happened, then Austin Thomas would have never discovered what you were doing and brought you into radio, and I never would have met you. Right?
This is true. It's one of the possibilities, or probably one of the outcomes in the multiverse that actually happened, and we just don't.
Yeah, on an alternate dimension right now, we've never met each other.
But fate has a
Friday Night SuperShow never happened to
have a hand in things. Some people call it fate, some people call it God, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I really don't give a goddamn. The fact of the matter is some things happen for a reason, and I've become a firm believer in that. Here, especially recently, just some things end up happening for a reason, and this show ended up happening for a reason. Being discovered by Austin Thomas on my YouTube account. That happened for a reason. Putting all this together, 1,700 shows, 5 years of radio, everybody and their brothers telling us that we need to shut up. Everybody and their brothers telling us we need to shut up and making fun of us and all that. You're a conspirator. All that. Even I've had several championing moments in my radio career, ladies and gentlemen. The first one was, after doing it for almost a year, my father, my mother, and my aunt fucking sit there and go, so why are you doing these radio shows? I'll look them all 3 dead in the eye and shut them the fuck up by saying, why didn't you? And that's how you're talking. When somebody out there is fucking trying to give you shit about what you're doing, you ask them, why didn't you? Why won't you stand up? Why won't you say anything?
Oh, because I got a word everywhere.
But you know what? Excuses are like assholes. Everybody's got one. Okay? I may not have been out on the goddamn streets of Philly. I may not have been out there every fucking protest and every fucking march, and God bless all you people that have the fucking gumption or the time or the availability to be able to go and do that. God bless you. Thank you for putting some boots on the ground and looking out there and saying things, man. And people like, John Fairhurst, who's been a part of the show. Love him or hate him, he's always been a friend of the show. He's going to get mentioned on this show because he stood up and said things for us. He's backed this show up. We backed him up. He's been out there on the streets now. These people...
Just real quick. I found him through John Fairhurst. He posted something about the Friday Night SuperShow, and I was like, what's this? Not to mention, Ken, like I said, when it comes to social media, that's one aspect of it. But John decided to do the Million Mass March. And the first radio show that he did was the Denver SuperShow on NWOT Radio. You go Google the shit right now and pull it up. And yeah, that's what it is.
He's been a part of this show many times. He's trying to do good things, and I know people get a lot of our fans, especially.
I know.
Let's put it this way, kids. They have issue with what has happened with in John's past, okay? And, sometimes, kids, and sometimes you got to let somebody earn their own redemption. Condemning someone for an action that they have caused for their entire lifetime and is something that has to sit well with you forever. Because you never know if you're going to be put in that position to where maybe you didn't commit that same act, but somebody's going to accuse you of it. And then you've got that stigma stuck to you, at least in one person's eyes, or two persons' eyes, regardless of whether it's bullshit or not. You never know, okay? So, laying down condemnation for something that someone does, by all means, yes. If you're doing something fucked up, I'm going to tell you you're doing something fucked up. Now, if you do something fucked up and you go, man, what I did was fucked up, I need to make up for that. I need to be better for that and not do that shit ever again. And kind of try and tell people the same thing. If you're willing to do that, learn from your mistakes, better yourself from it, then by all means, go right ahead. And I think everybody should be afforded that opportunity. And whether or not people agree with me on that fact, suck a fat baby's balls, I really don't care. You don't have to agree with me.
No, hold on. Because throughout my entire time, again, with
take a break here.
Lee Taylor has never been the guy to get butthurt. I've never seen Lee Taylor get butthurt in my entire time knowing this individual.
No.
So that's amazing. I know. That's really amazing.
My old man told me something once. Hang on. The Pops told me something once that's always stuck in my head. He said, it's a long road to Eden. Don't sweat the small stuff. And words are just small stuff.
Lee Taylor loses shit on social media. The show is a long thing, but I've never seen Lee Taylor lose who he is as an individual. You know what I'm saying? Or attack other people, which I've done in the past. Okay, so I'm guilty of that as well. But throughout my time, I've never seen Lee Taylor really. We're in a group, Lee Taylor, where they post shit all day long that shit offends people. Lee Taylor laughs about it. He likes it. He likes that type of shit. So I've never seen you get to the point where you let any of this shit affect you.
Well, everything's funny and deserves to be made fun of. Everything is funny and deserves to be made fun of. And I really think so. If there weren't that group of people out there,
like just drilling on freaking weed, man, I'm gonna throw the fuck out of them. I ain't seen anything. You can't really throw weed. What do you do? I wouldn't throw the weed. I'm just like anybody trying to throw a weed. I'd be definitely like, alright, you can't do that though. There's no possible way that you control Lee Taylor. And like I said, I've never seen Lee Taylor get to the point where he's always been steady in what he has done over the years. I'm guilty of it myself because I deactivate my account. But the other times you're not going to see Lee Taylor is that somebody reported his ass. He's not on Facebook anymore because somebody reported him. They're like, Lee Taylor, you're too much. You got to get out of here. Facebook's not the place for you. But Lee Taylor I've never known or seen any aspect of him getting that activated because Lee Taylor doesn't let shit bother him. Alright? That's all I'm saying. And that's what we all should do. We should just roll with the punches and understand that life is crazy, shit is fucked up. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier, working with Lee. I know we got to take a break here in a few minutes. Working with Lee here over the years, I've learned a lot from this individual. I've learned, you know, things that I can apply to my everyday life that have come from him. And that's important. You know what I'm saying? That's very important to me. You know, the influence, just to see how Lee here operates is a blessing that a lot of people will not really understand. And like I said, love him or hate him. You know, there's a lot of people that don't like Lee here. So
I do appreciate that.
He's trying to troll, man. Trying to troll, man. You know, after the show, they were trying to troll Lee here. That's impossible. You can't.
Nobody trolls you. People troll me once.
I got him on a Dole show. I told him I'd sell him one of the Black Friday. This man can't strike that. And then he was all ready, got his credit card out and everything. He was just like, what you guys like, oh, April Fools. And he was for me for a week.
Boys, we do have to get to break. I got to tell everybody to shut the fuck up for a second because the Friday Night Super Show will be right back. The final hour coming up, kids.
Yeah, I'd like a large pepperoni, please. Delivery.
Large pepperoni?
Yeah. Is this a Besta Pizza? I want to make sure I'm ordering from Besta Pizza.
Yeah, DC.
Alrighty, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's
Best
the address?
Pizza. It's 3427 Jocelyn.
3427 Jocelyn.
That's right. Can I get the Podesta special?
I'm sorry?
You know, the Podesta Brothers special. Come on. Hey, why'd you guys change your logo?
Why do we change which logo?
You know, it used to be a triangle with the coil, with the pizza shape, but you took the coil out. It's changed. I just noticed that.
Yeah, but sir, don't be an idiot. You know what I'm saying?
Idiot.
If that's true, why we be open right now?
Oh, you're not going to be open for long.
You are smarter than the FBI or somebody else?
I'm sorry?
Don't be an idiot.
Oh, the FBI's coming, my friend.
I'm sorry?
I said the FBI is on their way, pedo protector. You're a pedo protector. Okay.
Okay, listen. You're gonna get a call back from them because right now
talk to me.
We have a call ID for everybody who's calling. Some people are threatening to shoot.
Caller ID.
You're gonna get a call back from them in 24
I never called. I never said anything about.
You. I got your
I
name.
never said anything about shooting anybody, my friend.
Listen. Shut the fuck up and listen, bitch.
Listen,
okay?
Your business.
Had that been true, we wouldn't have been open for business. Fuck you, bitch.
Your business is going into the toilet.
Fuck you.
The Al-Qaeda.
Fuck you. Go fuck your mom, okay?
Whoa.
Go fuck your mom, stupid ass.
Is this what you say?
You are a fucking pedophile.
I'm the pedophile.
You know? How do you know the logo is pedophile? Because you fucking pedophile. You know, you idiot.
Ooh.
You fucking stupid ass.
So you just admitted your logo's pedophile.
The only way we open, this store is open for 23 years, okay?
Not for long, my
friend. We got a big sign here. We're never gonna change it.
You're gonna change it. You're gonna change it. Change it.
Fuck you, bitch.
Start making my fucking pizza, pedo protector.
Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. Record my voice. Fuck you, you dumbass. Go fuck yourself, man. Fuck your mom. Fuck you.
How's Andrew Klein doing, your boss, your owner? How's he doing?
Fuck you.
The child trafficker.
Motherfucker.
Goodbye.
absolutely fucking ridiculous. Kids, we are back here in the final hour on the final Friday of the Friday Night Super Show. On the mouth with Dennis Ford, Sven Kent, and Trip Pugh has returned again. The Trips are back for a couple minutes. Trip, how you doing, buddy?
Load them up, Dad.
Well, you got your drink made there, my friend.
Jesse, here too. There might be like hanging out somewhere.
You never know. With his three small hairs. Ladies and gentlemen, the best comb over or comb under, I guess, would be the more apropos way to explain that of the century, besides Homer Simpson, is Jesse Ventura. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all because of the heart program that fried my head.
It totally did. Ladies and gentlemen,
investigative research comes at a cost. Jesse, what about being exposed to nanothermite so often? That can do something to it. That's frying the brain cells, as you can notice.
Trip, we were talking about all the people that have been contributors on the show, and you've been there fast with us, since the fucking beginning, man. You've been chiming in with us when you can, and always making a great impression on everybody here, and having fun. And I just want to say, guys, I'm looking at my last 43 minutes of doing radio, and I just want to say thanks. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys, and, it's like I said, hopefully this isn't like a final nail in the coffin for anybody or nothing, so it's like everybody will be around, in one form or another, but, so something that we have here, Friday night for us is pretty damn special, so, it's hard to, it is hard to sort of,
it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
I had my bourbon and Dr. Pepper, but I just made me one of them liquid Jolly Rancher drinks. I like to drink with the rum and the hurricane mix and the green bean and the cherry 7-Up. So that's I haven't had one in like 5 days, so it's kind of crazy on this.
5 days? Good Lord! That's a long time. That's why I stick to beer. It's readily available in every state. Yeah.
It's sippy.
I've been craving a little bit of liquor. It's been, almost 2 months. I don't know, my girl might know better, but almost 2 months since I've drank liquor. Because, I kind of go nuts on the liquor. And, not like crazy, beating people up and starting fights, just, I have that uncanny... I have that uncanny ability to drink an entire bottle of liquor and then some in, a matter of hours. And,
I remember that.
I've done it. It's thinking, I remember that. Oh, shit. We've done shows together, haven't we? My drinking exploits are, quite legendary. I can do that, but that's why I stay away from the liquors, because, when you can drink a bottle of liquor a night doesn't mean you actually should.
You hear that? You're listening into the liquor. The liquor's fine, shots.
You gotta drink. Some people drink against the grain of the liquor bandaran.
Yeah, drinks whiskey, man.
Every now and then you end up drinking against the grain of the liquor, just, out of, mere circumstance of just not paying attention. It's best for me, I think, in my path, to liquor a little bit. I miss having a little bit of rum, and so does she. Because we both like drinking and going out to bars and having good times, and it's fun. And but I keep sitting there thinking, dude, do you know what happens every time you fucking get drunk on liquor? Nothing ever ends up good. It's been so long that since I've had liquor, I'm almost, just too cautious to even want to sit and have a bottle unless I'm in a truly controlled state. So I'll stick with the beer. It's good. It's working for me. You don't have those horrible hangovers in the morning with beer. Those, oh my God, I think I'm gonna fucking die. Fucking hangovers. You can still function. Life for me, actually, boys, is going pretty fucking decent. I got plenty of fucking work. I've got a good woman by my side. My kids are being more receptive to being around me for the most part. I'm just working on that. Gonna leave this whole minimalist existence I've been having for, I don't think anybody's even listening. I think Skype cut us fucking all off again. Oh yes, they did, because they're absolutely wonderful. I'm sitting here saying my last words on the radio all by myself. My boys are gone. Skype is fucking with me. I just want to say out there to everybody, everybody's listening, everybody's gonna listen. Don't compromise. Make sure that you're standing up for what you believe in, even if you have to stand alone. I've not done it many times. So if you're not standing up for what you believe in and making sure that, hey, I'm not going to take any shit off of you fucking swine. And I do mean those suit and tie dummy wearing swines, man. You've got to understand, those people are only trying to lead you to your enslavement. They're only trying to make you work for them. Because that's where their income comes from. It's your pockets, your hard work. They're going to take and take and take from you. They're going to try and ruin your existence. And when I say ruin, you people out there, man, I pay taxes, I work, and I got plenty, I got all I need. Do you? What do you have, really? A bunch of possessions you can't take to the grave? Or I'll leave to my kids. What, a bunch of possessions they can't take to the grave? This is what happens to allow other people to control your destiny. This is what happens when to, you know, you allow these people just to take from you, and you don't even understand what they're taking. They're ripping away the very essence of what makes you a human being. And I can hear... And let's see if we...
Hello?
Hello, Mariska, how are you?
I'm so well. I'm so glad to get through.
Well, honey, it's just you and me. The boys have dropped out. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't hit any buttons. I've been sitting here just kind of rambling and ending my 5-year, 1,700 show run of radio by myself, so...
I know, I was listening to quite a bunch of you online, and then for some reason the broadcast was really hard to hear. Like, it's really static, and some feedback and echoing and stuff. So I thought if I called in and I'd be able to read, it's better to have a conversation. That's okay.
It's my last 34 minutes of radio, and I'm glad that you're a part of it.
Well, thank you. I really love it. It was always a pleasure to come on the show to tune in and listen to all the shenanigans that went on, because, you know, it was made me laugh, but everything was like something, you know, credible and important to talk about. So the core of your show is so essential for a lot of listeners, and we'll be sad to see you guys go for sure.
Well, I really appreciate that. You know, I didn't come to this decision lightly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a little bit difficult for me to give up, but the fact is it's something that I have to do. You know, I've got another path that I need to take, and this, you know, I'll always be a part of the radio community and everything else like that, and the activism and all that stuff. It's just let me
I know what I really, because like when I started off myself, I was pretty regular for the first year, but then life happens and it pulls you away from the things that you love to do, and it's unfortunate, but I mean, like, you know, you got kids to take care of and family and work, and it, you know, I think people don't realize, but a lot of research and a lot of work and a lot of your time and energy goes into a radio broadcast, and like, we don't get paid for it. You know, you guys are getting paid for it. It's all out of the passion for it, and you know, sometimes life just throws you a curveball from, hey, you know what, you don't have time for this right now, and you gotta hang up the legs. And I haven't had a broadcast since February, and I probably was going to start up again, but it's just been crazy. Like, some nights, I can't even believe we're at the end almost in June.
Yeah, I know.
Really? It's just, and I haven't, so I understand. It's hard to walk away from it, but sometimes you just have to do what you need to do. You know, down the road, maybe, you know, down the road, to be back for kind of maybe some encore, you know, cameo appearances on optional radio stations. Maybe I'll start up again and have you on once in a while.
I could be, you know, I'm open to that. I'm open to being a guest or a caller and all.
Yeah,
and
yes. It's too hard to do it and host all yourself, you know?
It is. It takes a lot of stress. Like you said, people don't understand what the time and preparation. You got to have at least a few dozen cognitive thoughts to kick off a show like this. I mean, we openly drink on this show, so, you know, you have to have it. And I do have to have some of this stuff, you know, written down. Like, make sure you point this out.
Yeah.
The motherfuckers went
because you get sidetracked, right? People come on the show and, like, they start talking smack over and, like, they join in and it's fun and you have a good, you know, group up, but then you're like, okay, what the hell's the talking? You have to have notes in front of you to keep yourself straight, you know? Because you can have somebody come on and just be like, take you so far off left field.
Exactly, especially when you're pounding
beers. You're like, you're a guy, and you don't want to sound like an idiot live.
When you're pounding beers and or liquor, and then, you know, it's fucking, it gets crazy. You have to have certain stuff written down. And then when I was doing the show with people actually in the studio with me, and they weren't mic'd or anything, I mean, they were back in the background, but, you know, sit and go over some topics with them as we were sitting drinking before the show, because there's always that pregame. You know, you got to do that pregame. But the way I've done it has been, well, haphazard and crazy to say the least, but I like to say that I did a lot more than a lot of people thought that I would. And I did it my way, whether right or wrong.
I was just going to say, your platform is so unique to your own personality and the way that you think. Like, for me, entering into your shows and stepping into your mind, it's so fun. And, like, sometimes I just listen, sometimes I, chat in, sometimes I call in. But every show is different. I mean, the platform is the same. Sometimes they do through, the core is always there, and the core is educate and enlighten and have fun and laugh, because life is so goddamn hard and trifling and expensive and stressful, and, especially with what's going on in the world, politically and economically, I mean, spiritually, it's just tearing and wearing on a person. Tuning to a show like yours and being able to hear people run and swear and laugh and carry on and just be, like, free with their thought process, with no judgment. You know what I mean? It was just refreshing.
Well, I really appreciate it. In the end, I've always wanted to connect to, because if you don't have that connection with your listener, you're going to get anybody that's listening to you. And in order to do that, you have to have at least some form of coherent thought. And, in a lot of the shows I did, starting out, I wasn't, drinking or anything like that. And then, divorce and dad dying and all that. And boy, did I fucking pound the liquor. Oh, man, it's amazing I'm still alive. But I always kept a coherent thought. I always wanted to make sure that, I may be getting fucking plastered through this show, but I'm going to have good guests. I'm going to have good content. I'm going to try and keep the listeners wanting to be engaged in the shows. And when I was a part of everybody else's shows or things like that, I always wanted to, I was that stick, that thorn that came and poked somebody the wrong way. I would ask the questions that nobody wanted to ask, and I got hated on so many times for this.
And also, like, you're truthful with your own self. Like, you're the most authentic. I can tell you, when people, speak put a topic out there, and then say, what do you think about it? It's like, don't ask him if you don't want to know. Because he can tell you exactly how he feels, exactly how he thinks. And for me, that was refreshing, because, like, even myself, I am moved when I do my show. Like, I held back myself because I always want to just sort of put my platform out there. But you are so, like, vulnerable and, like, as, like, you didn't hold back with any thoughts or language, like anything. So if somebody comes in, what do you think? You're like, F that and this, that, and everything. I think this, like this, that, and F y'all, I don't give a shit what you think. That was how I think. It was how we all should learn to think. It was great because it showed people that, hey, there's still some broadcasters out there that aren't in it for the money. Like, there's no agenda. It's except for the fact of just, getting people to, like, start thinking. And then, like, getting out of her shepherds and not the sheep,
No, exactly.
So, yeah.
Well, I've never been that one to shy away from it. I would consider myself back in the day when I was still married and raising the kids and stuff, because I understand just how stressful it can be to be that guy that starts to turn around and yell at you about your economic thoughts in the middle of a fucking restaurant, but, because I would. So many times I wanted to. I like to, I'll do it in real life. If I hear you saying something screwed up, I'll be that guy that starts that conversation with you.
Wow, you're so straight.
At least I try, because that's the biggest enemy that we've always fought with doing these radio shows and being a part of activism is the uneducated people, the people that just don't know, the ignorant masses, and that
the censorship.
They just don't know. I mean, you don't know you're a sheep until the fucking shepherd points out that you're a sheep or comes up and shears your fucking coat. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And you're like, no, stop it, I'm a cow. You're like, no, you're a sheep. No, you're a sheep. No, you're a sheep.
We're having a lamb chop. And soon we're having a lamb chop.
That's part of the curve, the learning curve of philosophy and politics and belief systems and, it all starts with moral ethics. And, I feel like as a country, both, Canada and the U.S. and now the U.K. and God only knows where else, but I feel like there's a foundation that's been drifting away from family values, from core belief systems, from, let's do all, be all, the best we can do. I honestly remember and it's funny because I'm watching, the political movements happening around me, and I'm watching the politics happening around me, and, the big circle of crap is being recycled. I remember the 80s, but Russia and Korea and communism and, they're the enemy, and because of Reagan, right? And now we have, not to say it, bring it up, I don't want to get heavy tonight, but there's a lot of really bad news about you guys in this show, but, we've Charles and Russia and Korea, it's all over. It's just the entire thing out there, and, nobody's talking about that. It's just weird. It's just nobody seems to see that perspective. But with your show, I could come on the show, and I could say, hey, I'm posting with this, and on the show, hey, guess what? Yeah, I just didn't know that we do it, so can you wrap that up? You know what I mean? So I think this show is a great platform for people that thought, and they never ever felt like, they could shy away or hold it in or be stupid or, sort of shy about it because you always make people feel comfortable and we all felt on their show. To say or feel however they wanted to. I actually swore on your show. And I was thinking, in person, to do first Trump, and I'm like, after Trump this, you have the ability to bring the passion and the fire out of people, and that's amazing. So I just want to say kudos to you. I think the rest, who's with us?
We've got Dennis Ford and Spank Canada joining us, and boy,
how's it going?
I'm good, you know what I'm saying? I was just talking the truth. Like I said, tonight is not necessarily a bad situation, you know what I'm saying? We have to celebrate. We have to, I'm already golden, you know what I'm saying?
All the phones and leaders to open.
I mean, even if, God forbid, somebody passed away, I dealt with this with my mother a year ago, you know what I'm saying, and going to her viewing, and, I'm so sad. After that, I was partying, you know what I'm saying, because that's what she would want. She would want you to party and celebrate her life, and that's the Friday Night Super Show, and what we did was, et cetera, and, I'm just confused right now, because I didn't know where Leaf here was. I didn't know
that you guys dropped out of nowhere. You guys dropped out of nowhere. I was in the middle of talking, and fucking, Mariska got a hold of me, and she came on. I didn't even know you guys were gone until she got a hold of me.
I don't even know if I even got broadcast or got rally until I just had to call in and because I couldn't make out anybody was it's awful. earlier. I don't know what it is now, but it's like, I had to like buckle the phone so I could barely like really straight on it and like pull it back so I could really like pull it back. I just have to sound like that for the whole thing. It's probably just my song because I got a new song and it's
actually I don't think so, because when I listened early on, it was there was like a lot of high end and rattling, like
feedback and stuff, right? It's
basically a lot of buzzy sound. Like you set your treble too high on the bass, and then it's just like buzzy sounding, That's what I'm saying. When it comes to his rock show, I wish it's a platform where we could actually have quality audio coming out to people. So it is, and that's part of the reason why we is ruined, because I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? I wish we had money to get a studio
and well, kids, that may not be something that will not happen in the future. I mean, I'm working hard. I'm working, 30-some days a month, and I think 35 days a month is the exact count of how many days I'm working. So I'm trying to put things together.
What's brand of that?
Exactly. If they can't go in it, it's not that big of a deal. To me. I've been appreciative. I've done shows with Brandon Council that have blown my fucking mind. And
I'm just saying, like, where is Brandon? Why is he not on the show? Where is he? Anybody, does he even know
I haven't heard from him.
I'm just saying, I talked to him about 2 weeks ago, but like I said earlier in the show, I don't know if anybody's hearing this because possibly Speaker.com is fucking with our audio and Skype and everything else, but I was talking to Brandon, you know what I'm saying, and like I said earlier, when it comes to like creating a network, Brandon Council was somebody I set out to show him what he, his potential and what he can do, and trust me, I miss Brandon, and I miss all the other people involved in NWO Streets Radio. That was like my radio career. That was like a beautiful time for me. That was amazing for me. So, I talked to him a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? I called him. You know what I'm saying? I have his number and shit or whatever, but he's doing okay, I guess, as far as that goes.
I'm still in contact, but I'm just curious as to why. Does he not listen to that show tonight?
Yes, no, I'm pretty sure he's not on Facebook or understands what's going on.
I feel like he'd be here if he knew.
Oh, I'm sure, and many people would be, but it's a Friday night show. You do a Friday night talk radio show. You gotta expect that people are going to listen to you on the download the next day. That's where we get a big amount of our listeners.
While you were sleeping,
because I'll tell you this.
You know what? I'm going to tell you that's the first broadcast I listened to when I joined Blog Talk. And I was sitting at my own show, and so I was doing some research to see what was out there, and there wasn't anything like my show, so I thought, okay, well, let's just create it, So I did it.
While you were sleeping.
While you were sleeping. I was listening to it, I was like, damn, this band character's, he's interesting, and then, like, I think Dennis, you were on his show, and I was like, I'm going to call it, and then they crossed referenced you mouth, and I was like, that's all of it. So then I checked your show out, Then out of the blue, this is the weird thing, out of the blue, like your show on Nikola Tesla, and all of a sudden I get like email, and I'm like, who's this guy emailing me, right? Or this is Brian Council. Like, what is he, a lawyer? He's like, hey, I was listening to your show, I really great Nikola, blah, blah, blah. We should do a show together. So we do a 3-part show on Nikola Tesla, and the whole episodes are like echo reverb crap because it's Skype, right? I think it's Skype that's doing this. Anyway, and BTR is not, it's pretty famous for their terrible quality as well. But anyway, and then we got to talking, and he was like, you should join NWO, and get on the board, and because we had some really good discussions, and then so I don't know if I can commit. I should commit, but I'll call you whenever I can, kind of thing, right? But my God, it was just such a pleasure, to listen to it and everything. So anyway, I had to call it just to be
I know. I did a show with Brandon. As also mentioned to Brandon Council, I did do a show to Brandon. I'll give Dennis the floor here in a second. I did do a show with Brandon Council on the difference between nuclear fusion and fission. And let me tell you what, that was one of the biggest exercises in mental capacity that I've ever had to exercise in a short amount of time. Because he hit me up like an hour before we were ready to do the show. So I was like, all right, I haven't really looked into this for quite some time. Let me brush up on it. And what I brushed up on and what he brought to the fucking table was goddamn phenomenal. What is Brandon Council wants a fucking information he actually is. And it was, once again, another honorary mention of people that I've been blessed to work with doing radio, man. Dennis, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier, is like finding, I didn't find Brandon. He was running a group. It was called It's My Opinion. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep. I remember. It's crazy. That's amazing. I love that title.
I remember that one. He was running the group called It's My Opinion. And he was posting shit, and we became friends, and I was like, Brandon, again, like I said earlier in the show tonight, it was, Brandon, if you don't like radio, you never have to do it again. And he was my first guest on my show that I decided to do. And the whole topic was conspiracy theories and false flags, and you can go research that and look it up on NWO6 Radio. But after that, I created a monster. Brandon Council took, like I said earlier, took the ball and ran with it. He became, that's another thing. It's like, I've been through this before. The Friday Night Super Show ending, or being what it is right now, and Leaf here retiring from hosting shows. I've been down this road before because I went to this with Brandon, like when NWO2 Radio was ending, and he was one of these people I set off to get them the tools, if you will, and I was Brandon, like you said, Brandon, his brain is something you really can't comprehend unless you talk to this guy. It's something else. Yeah, it definitely is, for sure. And
I think he was my first guest too, actually.
Yeah, he's truly gifted, and I told him that we haven't talked, like I said, I talked to him about 2 weeks ago. He gave me a call on my phone, and I was talking to him. I was not even conversating with him about, shit, but just like my own personal shit. But, he explained a lot of shit to me. Brandon is amazing at what he does, and I'm thankful that we have people like that. But like I said, tonight's show is about sending Leaf here off. Leaf, I don't know how much more time we have here tonight, but
about 11 minutes. I think it is about time.
Grab another beer,
it is about that time, though.
Doing what you have done over the last 5+ years, and
I was just telling Dennis, when I tuned in, I said I always felt like so welcome to listen in. Some radio stations or broadcasters sort of like cookie, you just have to. But with you guys, with me, it was like, who's this loud guy? Like, I love this loud guy. He's saying what it is, and he's making me feel welcome, and he's throwing the F-word all over the place. And like, what is this radio show? It's crazy. Oh my God, we're talking about politics. I am in, And I would say, I'm just going to tune in for 5 minutes, and 2.5 hours, I'm still listening. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it definitely show celebrated. I mean, that's a gift to keep people engaged. Not just to do a show and be, do research to the show, be prepared, have your notifications, go watch the train track, whatever, and make it fun and make it fun, but keep people engaged, man. That's a gift.
I'm busting over here.
You're right, man.
I'm busting over here.
Yeah, but Lee, you know what I'm saying? Let's come to shit. Alright, let's really get down to the core of what you are and what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? You are, like I said earlier in the show, I mean, you are an influence to me. And like I said, the Friday Night Super Show not being around, I can deal with that. But you not being in radio, that's really fucked up. In my opinion. And the same thing with me. The same thing with me. I get people sending me messages and people are talking to me. They're like, you can't walk away from this. So either hopefully in the future, whether it takes I don't know how long it's going to take for you to get back to this, but trust me, my brother, I love you and I love everything that you do. And it's not a mourning situation. Let's celebrate everything. Alright? Like I said, I'm gonna grab a beer here. I'm gonna grab a drink here. And I'm gonna toast to the mouth of these here, the illustrious for motherfucking liberty. Yeah, I'm toasting.
We've only got a few minutes left here in the show, and I want to give you guys, this being the final Friday Night Super Show, I want to give everybody a couple minutes before I say my last words on the radio.
No, I'm interested in your final thoughts.
I want you to talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you, this last 9-10 minutes leave here, because this is it. As far as everything that's going on, this is it. So I want to give this to you, my brother. I'm going to give you this platform. I'm not going to start off the show here tonight just to give you an hour to vent and express your feelings. The table is yours. It's up to you, my brother. It is, bro, and I want to say, man, thank you for everything, bro. Fucking love you. We love you, Lee. We love you, Lee.
We do. Thank you. You're such an inspiration, honestly. You really are.
I love you, Liz.
And remember, so about this Black Friday, special penis pumps.
Thank you.
Educate yourselves and keep speaking the truth no matter what. Even if it's boring, don't add aliens, just speak the truth. Especially when it's something.
Thanks, man. Guys, man, y'all making me tear up and shit.
Yeah, the floor is yours, firstly, you know what I'm saying? Yo, last 2 minutes here in the show, you do what you do, leader, the mouth, the greatest radio show host that I've ever encountered in my motherfucking life, and I appreciate everything you do, and I don't have to tell you this, but I love you to death, and the floor is yours, my brother. Let's send everybody out of here tonight on a positive note when it comes to this show.
Alright, man.
Do your thing. 3 hours, I wanted 3 hours so bad tonight, by the way, guys, with you and Lee know this, I was just hoping for 3 hours, y'all gave it to me, being here the whole time. Thank you, I needed this, the final show, and just so I'm going to leave my co-worker where I can switch out some hours, and everything's fine, man. Awesome. So
I was just open for 4 minutes. That's all I'm asking for. Can I have that?
Got it.
Alright. I love the end of these shows, man, because everybody is so enthused and always has something to say. And as hard as it is for me, I end up having to cut people off at the end. So sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just let you guys go because, God, I love you all so much. It's never been about me. None of these shows have ever been about me. Nothing I've ever done has really ever been about me. And so, in that aspect, I hope you appreciate the fact that I need to go do some things about me. You know, I need to make my life a little bit more about me and focus on me for a little while. I've always tried to be as selfless as possible. I've always just tried to be as open as I possibly can to everybody and make sure that they felt included, because everybody should be able to have a fucking voice in this world. Whether or not you're saying something good or bad, you should at least have a chance to be heard. And being able to do this show and give people that opportunity has been something in my life that has made me feel like I've done something right. These shows, the friends I've made, the connections, the networking that we've done together, everybody, you know, even old crazy Big E, even Kyler Davenport. There's a whole list of names of people that I can go down that, you know, love me or hate me. We've at least tried to support each other in one form or another. And I think that's the lasting legacy I really want to leave here, is that, you know, it can't just be about you anymore. It has to be about what is best. And these people, they don't know that they're slaves, man. They don't know that they're trapped. And what we've done here on this show and what I've tried to do throughout my radio career is make sure that they have somebody that has their back, somebody that understands, yo, I know I was once in your shoes, and finding this shit out, it becomes a fucking heartbreaker in life. It really does. It will bring you down, it will drag you down, it will tear you down. But you have to know that...
Thank you so much, Lee, for being the voice that gave us a voice, honestly.
You're welcome, honey. There's so many times in life you can either compromise or stand up and fight for what's right, kids. And you need to stand up and fight for what's right. And don't ever let anybody tell you fucking different. You know the difference between right and wrong. Everybody does. It's inherently put in all of us. All you have to do is stand up and fight for it, okay? And that's it, man. That's really all it is. You have to stand there and be that voice that says, you know what? Fuck you. I won't do what you tell me, okay? You can't tell me what's best for me. Only I know what's best for me. And every time you people are out there thinking that you don't, just sit back, do a little bit of thinking, do a little bit of reading. Don't stop and think that, many peers I'm not that important. I never have been. It's always been about being true, being responsible people, man. Just, the whole fucking shit show is going to come to a big old crash. And you need to know where you're at. Be good people. Raise good children. Stop letting them divvy into fucking video games. Stop letting the television babysit your children. Stop this normalcy that they've created for you and start being the person that you know you can be. You all have that in you, and don't ever let them tell you different, man. On that note, kids, for the last time, on the mouth, I love you all. And I'm always asked.
I can't say what I want to, even if I'm not
don't you